Grand Rising, y'all. How y'all doing? It's me again, Wanda, of the Wanda Wisdom Channel. Wanda with an H at the end. It is July 29th, I think so. Yeah, July 29th, 2018, Gregorian, 7:36 a.m. I woke up to tinkle, the bathroom needs, and couldn't get back to sleep. But I won't call us an insomniac. Why? Because it's the next day. Morning. Grand Rising, everyone. If you heard the other videos or wondering, no, if you had to fix the AC here in our place. But it's not too hot this morning. At least I don't feel so. Not too hot. We have the fan going. So how y'all doing? I'm back in town. I left town the other night. The other day, we left in daytime. A couple of days ago to go visit my mom. She's closer now. And I think me and my brother are very happy about that. I know I am. And he is too. He has to be. He's not fond of long distance driving. We drove about 3 hours. Well, he drove 3 hours. I rode shotgun to visit our mom at her new house. And we like it. We like it. She likes it. Her and her new husband, that's the most important thing, that they like it. And they do. Anyway, I'll get back to that in a minute. I'm inspired to do this. I don't even know what I'll call this video. It feels like it's going to be all over the place, per usual. And probably get to rambling. It's my therapy, these videos, so it'll be my outlet. My ego's not really fixated on speaking in a way to appease anyone. It's not the goal, It's just an outlet. Yeah, let out. And can do so uninterrupted, unless I have to interrupt myself to go do other things, or he in the house, something with Papa, whatever, he's asking something. But yeah, I think that's it. These monologue videos are definitely appeasing to me, because in the vein of the First Amendment, you get to let out and get things off your chest, and I listen back to them and be able to psychoanalyze myself. You think of bullshit. No, these are definitely a therapy session for me, these videos, many of them. Yeah. Did y'all see Power? I've known for a while to come on midnights on Saturdays as well as 9 p.m. Sundays. Stars Network. I don't know why they do it twice like that, but when you're up late, I'm happy that they do. I'm like, okay, let me go and check it out early. And I'm convinced, y'all, this won't be a review recap in the way you think. These just be whatever stands out to me. I didn't take notes or anything, so it's definitely not a review or recap of Power. Season 5, episode 5. Number 5 is ruled by Mercury. And Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo. Speaking of such, I'm thinking 50 Cent is a Legba. I don't know if he's had the full-on initiation, been crowned as such. If y'all know what I'm talking about, yeah, you don't know. But if you know, you know. And that Pusha T cadence. Yeah, let me tell you something. A while back, y'all know I'm Astro Mama. I have many names. You know how Osset and Metatron, however could I do it? If you don't know, I can only say if you don't know now, you know. If you don't know, you don't know. But if you know, you know. Okay. A while back, looking at one of 50 Cent's interviews, and I typically like his interviews, especially then. We could just binge watch his interviews alone. Me and my Astro friends and homies back then. We knew sun sign and things of that nature, but the way he speak, his thought process. He definitely has the sensitivities of a water sign and Cancer, but he's Cancer sun sign. But I kept saying Gemini. Gemini's in here. Either his moon is in Gemini or his Mercury. Look at how he speaks and things of that nature. And at the time, I didn't get up to look it up and all that. But later on, I looked up his planets according to the birthday that's online. And sure enough, Gemini Mercury. And I believe Gemini moon too. Don't quote me. I think so. Yeah, that is definitely a Ligba is attached to that frequency, Gemini, and Eshu is Virgo, per the studies I sat for. They both ruled by Mercury. But him in the red and black, I'm like, I think he's a Ligba. Either he doesn't know, and this is just purely spiritual, has met, or he's had the he's been crowned, and he's, he knows, through the process of knowing who crowned your head, who claimed your head as a baby. And the way, and let me tell you something, if he's a Legba, all of this makes sense. Because first time at first, now I don't think it's a publicity stunt. His beefing with people. And this latest one, Floyd Mayweather, another water sign, Pisces. And does Floyd have an air sign moon? No, he has a Taurus moon. He has a Taurus moon. Y'all Google that piece, Floyd Mayweather, on Abiola Abrams' website. Or just put in Floyd Mayweather, Abiola Abrams. The blog should come up. Yeah, check that out. That's I just recalled he has a Taurus moon in May, and Taurus May month, and weather the vibe that y'all gonna check that out. You want to share this video too. Share if you care. Shout out to Monty. Anywho, well, you don't care, why be here? Anywho, I know you're like, well, you just said the videos wasn't for us. It's for your therapy. Well, it is. But if you're entertained, share. This would probably bode well in Psych 101 groups and psychology groups. Yes, I'm sober. I don't have any wine this time. I just have my water nearby here. I do have my pudding. I have a blueberry vanilla pudding. I'm gonna let it just sit for a little bit. It's got out the refrigerator. It's too darn cold, which would be really nice when the heat temperature rises. Oh gosh, I wonder when they're gonna fix this AC. But you know what? I try not to give that too much thought, because then you get it to complaining, and I'm just, yeah. But I called them when I was at my mom's. I'm gonna call them again Monday. They should have an emergency. I digress. And then Mommy didn't have any AC. Something's wrong with her AC. The house isn't new, but it's so nice. I'm glad it's ranch. They don't have to go upstairs and things of that nature. But I couldn't understand. I'm like, what's going on? From one non-AC crib to the next. My brother's car had AC, of course. Hallelujah. Never mind. Yeah, back to 50 Cent in power. And that red and black. Now they said he treated himself to a car. Was it on YouTube? Wherever I saw it. The car was red. Was black with the red trim. Did y'all see that? Those are Legba colors. Google Legba, you're gonna see his colors. I'm telling you. I think it's dope. Like into when Beyonce came up the church in that video. What was that video? Lemonade or something? She had on the yellow dress. And everybody's like, oh, she's Oshun, and she knows she's Oshun. We in the spiritual community got that just a long time ago. I'm moving Aphrodite's videos. She even said that she sensed that Beyonce saw one of her videos. She spoke about her, being possibly Oshun. And then he had Kendrick Lamar on that episode. Let me tell you something. Kendrick is a Gemini. I was simply, sure enough, Alexa. But if you know, like I know, or you know about these studies, if you will, if he is Alexa, 50 Cent's antics, all of them, his natural comedic ability, it all makes sense. All makes sense now. It surely does. So, pardon y'all, am I getting groggy again? Yeah, so what else stands out in the episode to me? Something, Angela is still, Keisha girl, I'm with you with that, Angela. Ugh, just look like the Tamika girl on the job. Tamika ladies, y'all know what I'm talking about. Look like she don't like Angela. She's trying to set up her for something. But the scene when Tommy came to Angela's house and she put her gat in the back, that was a good scene. That was a good scene. It looks like this thing here is cooking up. And Tommy, wow, Tommy, you are definitely the show. Just when you took Tyreek down for his birthday gift, I'm thinking you really had a car or something downstairs for him. He was like, no, I gotta talk to him, birthday or not. And then Ghost missed the birthday dinner. Just the way Ghost is carrying on with fighting Tasha and fighting Tariq and drunk, and when he hemmed up the politician, that was definitely good. That was, and we like Lorenz Tate ordinarily. Why is he this character? They trying to say we're sick of people liking him, especially the ladies. We're gonna write this character so we ensure that they don't like his ass anymore. Is that it? Was that it? Oh, jeez. Anywho, I don't know about him in the particulars with Andre, and I'm like, how's Andre representing him? What is going on? Is he a lawyer? I'm gonna have to look at it again, y'all, because I was out of it. Completely utterly out of it. Now I know why. True. Oh, this is all fiction. All fiction. Disclaimer. Fiction. Big fat fibbly fiction. Y'all, somebody let me have a little taste of the edible. And it was so pretty. I was like, of course it's edible. It's cake. It looked like a beautiful, beautiful creamy fudge cake. Child. And you feel nothing at first. I was like, this cake is good. A little potent, but it's good. And you feel like yourself. You don't feel anything. That incubation period, I'm thinking of the movie The Wolf of Wall Street, but he has something strong because the movie had them lemon something funny as hell. You feel fine. And you say, well, let me have another piece because you just feel regular and fine. Wait till it kick in, y'all. But it feels so good. Back to fiction. I hadn't felt this good since after I had my first baby. Shout out to my beautiful sons, S-U-Ns, y'all beautiful prince. And what I'm feeling drunkos, and maybe just talking about the edibles make you feel it again. I have no idea. Leo, please, baby, get down. What in Sam Hill? Leo, go now. I'm doing a video. Hi, baby. Yes, y'all. Did you miss mommy? You went down to see grandma. She's closer. She's not in New York anymore. She's closer. She's supposed to come to Georgia, but she decided not to. But she's still closer than New York. A 16-hour drive. 15 if you get lucky. Don't travel too much. Anyway, we were out in Power. What was I talking about, y'all? Power? I don't know. Leo came over here. All right. Good episode. From what I can remember, was the edible. Oh yeah, my second son. I don't remember the name of the painkiller they gave me after birth, post birth. But it was the best painkiller. I'm telling you. No, because other painkillers back in the days would you feel Twilight Zone-y, like. I was like, well, I don't know. I'm like fucking with this child. And, you look at all the documentaries on synthetic drugs and all this. I'm like, why do people want them? You feel worse from whatever I had back in the days prescribed by doctors. You feel You know, you with pain, you had pain, but you still feel very sleepy and twilight zoney, and just it shouldn't make you feel worse, should it? Or if baby don't feel shit, don't do nothing ineffective, but yet you're dealing with the synthetics and gotta, shield your kidneys and take herbals for the kidneys and liver and all the stuff you learned back in the day. However, the little one pill they gave me every 4 hours, I was on that was what the doctor wrote. For every 4 hours, I was on that nurse's console station. Hi, it's been 4 hours. They said, we'll bring it to you. When I tell you that thing makes you, other than the joy of having my babies, I have never felt that good in my life other than that little pill. I forget the name of it. I think it begins with an N, as a Nancy, but I'm not sure. That thing, oh my gosh. You just don't give a shit. You don't feel anything. You don't care. And I know I didn't want to breastfeed because I was taking it at first, my baby. But I was holding him, and I was just high from him and high from that painkiller, y'all. Again, the edible is natural in comparison to synthetics of this is all fiction allegedly. Yeah, the disclaimer. Yeah, fiction, chubby, fat, fibby fiction. Okay, now that thing reminded me of that time. My sons are grown men now, grown men. That's how I remember. That's how good the thing made me feel. I can remember, still remember it. You just don't care. I guess because indifference has been indifference is like the non-emotional. If somebody's still mad or angry, I'm indifferent. No, the frequency doesn't match. Indifference is no emotion. And pardon the air in my natal chart. I have plenty enough air, enough oxygen, okay, to revive the whole world. Just oxygen to boot. I have air stelliums, okay. Now, I guess you can tell by the communication on these videos. Yeah. Anyway. Why am I sleepy? I'm slurring. Y'all like, is she drinking wine? No, maybe the sleepies are creeping back up. Anywho. Where was I? Wait. I'd be so sleepy. I know people go tinkle going back to bed. I tried it. I couldn't sleep. So I said, well, hell, let me do the video now. Papa sleeps, so I do it now. Wake up, I'll be out of his space. Anywho. That edible. Oh, gosh. Oh, my heavens, y'all. Because I had stopped smoking the ism a while ago. I was never even it's one time I was a smoker. But not all the time, because my friends would be like, oh, she wasting it. She don't inhale. Don't pass it to her. Don't pass it to Ava. Don't pass it to her. She going to waste it up. So I would never go buy some on my own or smoke alone. That's how my friends used to tell me, you ain't no real smoker. You smoke by yourself. I'm like, no. You a social smoker. You ain't even real, because look at me. You ain't inhaling because she'll start coughing. Don't pass it to her. Just go back in the day, you understand? But these edible things, you ain't got to be a social brownie. I tell you that. These things you can have at home, but don't make a mistake of eating it like it's a brownie. You be strung out. You messed up in the game. Hold on. Just a pinch. Oh, fiction. Why'd I put coriander in? Y'all, sprinkle coriander in my blueberry vanilla, not ice cream, pudding. I do like the contrast and taste sweet and coriander here. Anywho, this is good. Hold on, y'all. Pardon two and fast forward. I need my pick-me-upper. Okay. Enough of that edible stuff. Oh yeah, back to but before I could finish with that, I had a spiritual reading, and it was in the reading, one of the part of reading, one of my spiritual guides don't like the smoke of the smoke of the smell or the smoke. One of them. It's been a while now since I had it interpreted, because I had a real good lady I went to, and she spoke mostly Spanish, so I had to get it interpret it. I would tape record it and get it interpreted later on. And sure enough, the spirit God said, stop smoking the isms, you know what I'm saying? Broccoli, okay? Steamed broccoli. I mean, you had to tell me twice. And that was it for me. I still love the scent of it, though. It's just for the smell of it. Come on, commentate. Are you acting that? Is it on the level? Commentate. Are you okay? Why is the windshield factor blowing that way? I don't know. How long y'all doing something here in the house? Is that help? No, that's not happening. I don't see no vents. Why is it windy over here? Part of the morning. I know the morning mucusy thing. Commentate. Let me have to put the candle out. I don't see any vents. Why does the candle do that? With such veracity. Don't tell me the AC ain't working, but y'all can feel it over here. What is going on? Commentate. It should be okay. Hopefully. Commentate. I know y'all like, if y'all gonna come on, just commentate. So, back to 50 Cent and that red and black. I do believe he's a leper. Remember he had that red and black suit on at one point or something? I think so. All of this makes sense. All of it makes sense if he's a leper. How y'all feel about him and Floyd? The resurgence of their beef. Oh my. Oh jeez. At first I thought, well, maybe it's just a publicity stunt. Then I'm like, well, maybe it's real. Because, maybe it's real. You don't see them hanging out anymore. But I'm going to tell you when I know it was real. When, there's a lot of reviewers, too. I've been checking out the video reviews for this conflict. And, diverse mentality is one. You know, you get the updates. Because he'll give you the updates now. Commentate. I said, no, I think this is a genuine beef. Oh my heavens. The tea spill there, if you will. I'm like, no, this ain't no publicity. It's not, commentate. I don't understand why. Oh no, was that a good idea? Commentate. Yeah, he's like, she been around Spanish people a lot. And back in the day, I'm from the same genre. Commentate. You commentate. Okay, now, so what else stood out in the episode? The recent episode of Power. Oh yeah, Tasha bugging out. She ordered the wrong cake, but I'm like, how could that even happen? Were they twins? They were twins, right? I don't quite forget how they wrote the story or the age difference, or I don't know. But it's a given that your daughter would still be on your mind, you know. The lawyer was there, and she was like, "You gonna stay for a slice?" And Debbie Morgan, she was like, "Your children are here." Debbie Morgan's still beautiful. What a great episode. When she's there, especially, I just love her. Those dimples, oh gosh, just the beauty and the right dimple. You know what I'm saying? In the right spot. You know what I mean? And Keisha was there. You know, nice little birthday dinner. Ghost hemmed up that tape. Oh yeah, he deserved to be hemmed up. Just being that creepy politician energy. Does that have to always come with a certain energy? Ugh. And What else? Oh yeah, Kendrick Lamar did his thing. Did his thing. I nearly believed he was a true blue crackhead. And at first I was like, is it him? If we're saying, is that him? Look at the height ratio to him and 50. I think that's him. Because they have a song together? I remember they did a video a while back. Like, I think that's him. And you know, my papa's old school. You don't know about no new rappers or anything like that I know of. So he's looking like, who? Huh? Kendrick Lamar. He's a rapper. I think that's him. Yeah, those scenes were gruesome. When Kanan was on that bike, I was just a kiki. just a good episode. What else stood out? Let me see. I think that's it. Anything else stood out? I think that's all that stood out. Tasha's hair looked better. I like her boobs. She can walk in them things too. What else stood out? I wish they would have showed the food more. I'm such a foodie. I know. I'm like, can we see what they're eating? Because it looked like they're telling me like he was really eating it. And I like that too. When these movies or anything, they have these scenes. If somebody wants to say, can I cook? Can we? Because that'd be me. Can we cook? Can we have real food? I know it's just a scene. You put up props. No. Somebody go to the farmer's market so I can get busy in here. Let's have a real meal as we do the scene. Please. Can I start the night before so I can clean everything and marinate? You know what I mean? What shows? There was some TV shows back in the days where like we had real food. That was real good food. Might as well craft service is gonna be decent. Can what we eating actually at this daggone table in this here scene be real and decent and delicious and clean? Okay. Thanks. Hold on, y'all. You can better get into the scene at that point. You know what I mean? But that's all that's there now. Why? Oh, yeah, Ghost went to visit Angela, and they know that irritates us. That's why they keep doing it. I like ain't Courtney giving you Vanessa Tees from the Cosby Show? Tempest Bledsoe. Remember when Tempest had a talk show of her own? Leon of Courtney beat Campus, Leo as well. Yeah, but her hair and just something about her was very Tempest Bledsoe. Hold on, the actress. Hold on. Pretty attractive. And for some reason, I love her feedback. It ties it all together. I still may watch it again. But when she said, what she said in the review? Oh, why they commissioned Kendrick Lamar and things of that nature. Just brilliant there, brilliant. I think that's it. Why am I not remembering Power? I had to watch it again. I was sleepy down. Out of it. That little pinch of that edible. Completely out of it. Fiction. Okay. So I may watch it again, more lucid and whatnot. I think that's it. And Kane is still looking devilish smile as he walks out of the house. Like he gets really thrilled when Ghost and Tommy gets to arguing. That just makes his day. And I'm like, what is he up to? You know what I mean? We went over Tommy talking to Tyreek. He kept calling it snitching. That's not snitching. I guess I'm from the hood I'm from. Snitching has something to do with when you were part of a criminal faction, benefited from it. Then the fuzz gets you, and you tell. You know what I mean? You tell to save your own hide, if you will. That is what the dudes around the way told me is called snitching. That's what they told me back in the day. So, no, that's not snitching. There has to be some sort of fuzz involved. There ain't no fuzz. How is it that word has been misused? According to how I was taught. If there's no fuzz involved, how is it snitching? Even if you're tattling to your parents, that's what it's called, tattling. You know, when you're a little kid back in the day. And then, why you told? You're a tattletale. You know, something like that. Tyreek telling Andre to get the hell out of there ain't snitching. That's just tattling. No, putting on. That's the term the writers should use, putting on. Why'd you put Dre on? What was that? Why you intercepting? You know, something like that. But Dre ain't the fuzz. That writer who wrote that, you from the hood. I don't know. I'm sure Courtney, I keep saying, thinking Courtney B. Camp. Is it Courtney? Y'all this morning, okay? I think she hires a team of writers. And whoever wrote that in that context, snitch in that context, I don't think they from the hood. Not no hood back in the day, because Then Tyreek had the sorrowful scene with his mom staring at the picture, and he was like, "You wish it was me instead of Raina." That hurt me. She should have hugged him. I guess, she was just in her emotions. She just had to get the hell on away from there. She told him, just stay out of it if you want to help. Just, move out the way, because he wants to take the rap. He don't want his mom to take the rap for him. He's feeling away. He must be going through a mix of emotions. The way he was standing up to Ghost, I was like, wow. But that's that machismo. That's not just in no daggone TV show script, or movie script. Once a male come of age, that machismo kicks in. Either you can misuse that power or not. Even with male cats, I'm always studying cat videos and taking books from the library on cats or whatever. A male cat will challenge other males in the house, including men, human men, because it's that machismo. You know what I mean? Unless the cat has the surgery, of course. Per the studies I sat for, that's what it was said. So that machismo is something else. And he let it shine through, cursing at his father and F Cho, the school Cho. And I'm like, what? But that's that age. And the Tyreek character is irritating a lot of people, because we know that age. The teenage years, the coming of age, those, oh, honey. As a parent, I remember them. Nothing to that extent. Nothing physical, God no. But that, claiming, your manhood. And then we used to be, me and my ex-husband, as parents, well, grown men are self-sufficient. We're honoring your growth and your age and maturity. But with this right here, this display ain't mature. So, yeah. Again, you can be a man, but men are self-sufficient. You would have your own place and da-da-da-da. Then no one can tell you what to do. Okay? Alrighty, babies. But back to the scene when him and Ghost got into it. And I'm a true chubby. I used to do Weight Watchers back in the days. But I'm really, you get into your psyche a little looking at certain things. Just certain little nuances. Now, if you saw the episode last night, the Power Season 5, Episode 5, 55 Master Number, if you saw it, the Happy Birthday app, did you, the Raina cake, you didn't think no more further about other than, oh, she got the wrong cake, and right. Not I. I'm sitting there like, that cake look good. I would have been at the dinner party, you don't do it immediately, you know what I'm saying? But I would be sitting there, are they going to throw this cake out? What are they going to do with it? I would have still lit the candle and honored her. Because if they were twins, I would still honor her. And then I would say it to Tasha, because it's tacky. Or the mama, because she got to console the daughter. But I sure would have said to Keisha, I was at the birthday party, the dinner party. What are you going to do with this cake? Is that not a sweet tooth foodie? I'm like, oh my gosh, Wanda, you really bugging out. I'm sitting here looking at it with Papa like, I would want to take the cake home if they're not going to eat it. It's the symbolic. No. Don't throw it. They're going to throw it out. I would be there wondering, Keisha, what they going to do with that cake? And if I'm there, I'm friends. You already know about the sweet tooth habit, and And it's not even trying to be a kiki. My sweet tooth, I was taking the chromium picolinate. Remember that, y'all? They still sell it. Let me get to the health food store and buy a bottle of that. The chromium picolinate naturally gets rid of that sugar craving, and I have to get that. I have to get that. I should Papa sleep. I will sure tell him right now, Papa, please go to the health food store and get me a bottle of chromium picolinate. Yeah, because my sweet tooth was, it's tempering down a little bit with age, but it was really, the Queen of Four book helped me. Is it Heal Thyself? Know what that is. When you crave dairy, your soul wants to be nurtured. When you crave sweets, your soul is missing the sweetness in your life. Is any sweetness, you need sincere hugs, or sweetness and nurture. It's very necessary. As I said, a mother's job is to nurture and teach, and the dad's job is to provide and protect. And it made me think of my mom. Spent the time spent with her. We just spent a day because my brother had to get back to work, and I'll get back to the trip in a minute. Yeah, I guess this would be a rambling video all over the place. I should just call it all over the place. Anywho, so yeah, that what stands out right now to me with the last night's app. But it looked like it was more. But if I remember, I'll speak to it as I go on. But I'm looking forward to the last episode. Well, it's going to be the climax. Keisha has a good predictive video on this. She even went so far as into the last season. I think she shared with us they got 7 seasons. She thinks it's going to go to 7, or they cleared for it or something like that. We're in season 5. So she even said how she thinks the last ep of season 7 will be. And wow, she may be right. I think she's right. The way Tyreek and Ghost is carrying on. They showed the little baby third daughter, the last daughter, because they must have got enough for us. In the comments, in the review videos, like, what happened to the third child? Because, the writers, Keisha noted this too last season, that the writers, she felt the writers were getting lazy. And I'm thinking as a viewer, if you could just make a third baby disappear with no explanation, it also seems like you're undermining the intelligence of the viewer, which is insult. The viewers is what make the show. It plumps up ratings and everything. So I wouldn't want to undermine the intelligence of anyone that supports my work, my artistic ability. You know what I mean? Not that that's what they were doing consciously. But when that baby just vanished, I'm like, well, at least show a scene in the Poconos when she's staying with the mom, the grandma, or wherever the grandma lived. At least just give us a little quick scene of that. I can fast forward with a nosh. G-O-N-O-S-H, I think. Yeah, I'm not putting. This is not the ice. The ice is very involved, and I guess y'all don't even show home. Remember how you used to put your mama putting in a cake mix? Mom used to bake some good cakes. I started putting in my cake mix too. And the moisture and I was like, we should have baked the cake when I was there, but it was too hot. They had the fans, and we made it do. And she got the repair guy coming out. I'm like, Mom, how do you? But it turns out her new husband, he doesn't like cold. I'm like, was he from the Caribbean? You know how you meet Caribbean people? Not all of them. Some Caribbean people you meet, or people who are right from Al-Kiba line, what's called Africa. They're unfazed by a hot house. Seemingly, well, I'm from New York, it's a cultural melting pot, they used to call it. So I've been to a lot of people's houses, or with travels, invited for dinner or chill, and it be summer. New York summers are hot, not like southern summers. Oh my mercy heavens! But it's still hot. You know what I mean? Heat wave blowing in my heat, heat wave. And is that Martha Reed's Vandellos? Okay, listen to me. And you're in the house, you don't want to complain because you're in somebody's house, but are y'all a bit warm? They like it. I'm telling you. Shout out to Tommy Harlem. He likes his house hot too, but he born in the Bronx. But he says, we come from Al-Kiba line, and it is this heat. You should be used to it. And you're sitting there and you're sweating, and I'm like, I should be used to it. In any event, for me to go from my hot place to my mama's hot place, I was like this. And you know, the menopause, I told you I'm pushing 50. Oh my heavens. I just remind me, I saw my one of my dear friends in mommy's house. One of my dear friends, we went to high school together, second high school. Pretty woman, tiny child, he's tiny. Her mom is in the same town as my mom, only 20 minutes away. So, but I haven't seen her mom. I haven't seen her either. And, ooh, oh my heavens. Since her daughter's birthday party, I think we saw each other after her daughter turned 1, the birthday party. I think we saw each other after. I don't know. She still moved down south herself, and but you know, the daughter's grown now. Well, I think she graduated from high school. It's been a long time. So seeing her mom was just wonderful, wonderful. She came over with her husband. They sat for a while and cool water and cool drink and yeah, and mom. And mommy and her mommy, my mommy knew each other from the 80s and 90s. But just, you know, briefly at certain parties or functions, they saw each other. But then they remembered each other. And mommy was like, yes, I remember you. You want to see the face again? So that was a nice visit. It was really warm and nice. Okay, I'll get back to mommy, visiting mommy in a minute. But on the drive, you know, you can ruminate and you look at the trees, our vanishing trees. Y'all seen that Prince E video a while back, and he shows the vanishing trees. That's just, it's like they don't want nature. They just, I don't know. Pardon me for thinking. When I was a little girl, and you're on the highway, those woods that, you know, panel the highway they were wooded full. You know, I mean, where will nature live if they get rid of all the woods? Where the deers and the birds and where? I know you probably like they don't care, but oh my gosh, I just like, oh, they just cut the trees down for wood and paper, furniture and whatever have you. And to that I say, well, why not just, if that's what all they want, I mean, you know, for profit, you know, speaking of commerce, why wouldn't they just cut it down so the tree can grow again and continue to give them furniture and paper, whatever it is they use that wood for? Why yank the tree out from the roots so it can't grow again? If that theory is correct, they'd get rid of trees for paper and furniture or whatever have you. And the people in the side would be sitting there like, I don't know. Wow. Like the thought didn't occur to them. I'm like, have you looked? Because if you walk by and look, this is me in New York. I haven't looked in down here yet, but if you look, you see the roots, everything is gone. So how's it going to grow again? Oh heavens, I don't know. Never mind that for now. But that's what, you know, I was thinking too while we were driving, just seeing, you know, missing patches of woods and yeah. And the trees clean the air also. So they don't want, this is all theories now, just thinking is legal, First Amendment. Speaking is legal, First Amendment. It's just logically legal too. If there's more listening, you know I know. If you know, you know. You study outside the box, but I'm just speaking logically right now. It's a terribly insecure mind and fragile ego that don't want people they don't like to speak. You don't even have to listen to them. Are they forcing you to listen to them? But yeah, just they only want themselves and people they like to speak, or people whose opinion they like. That's an extremely mentally insecure person. In general. But anyway, yeah, just shout out to the First Amendment. One of the most logical amendments in my book. Oh yeah. Yeah. So yeah, so I'm riding along and thinking, and I'm always thinking. I live in my mind. Just a thinker. And sometimes I don't think at all, just oblivious. I'm telling you, the medibles can make you oblivious, okay? So, in ruminating, I thought about the last 2 videos I did, and just sisters, how sisters get along. Because my mom was put through some things with her sisters. Mommy still want me to write her memoir. I gotta really get around to that. We started it, and then they tapered off. Me getting back to my memoir, but just just how women treat each other in general, our people, how we treat each other in general. I know we've been programmed to treat each other the way we do, but I was gonna say it's no excuse. I'm like, you're probably like that kind of programming. It shouldn't last for centuries like this, definitely. And again, you don't have to be warm and cuddly and mushy with someone if that's not how you sincerely feel about them. That would be phony. You know what I mean? But you can always be civil and sane. Being civil is not a sign of showing them respect per se. It's a mark of your sanity and your own self-respect. To me, I'm trying to think of what I said in the last video, but it was redundant. Oh well. I was thinking about the recent excommunication with my brother's woman and baby mother, fiance, sister-in-law, acronym SIL. So SIL-TIL, yeah. So make sure I don't say any names for legal reasons and just courtesy reasons. See, courtesy reasons. Although I don't think they know I have a channel. Anyone who hears this don't know my peeps, so no need to be upset. I have to vent. Yeah, so I'm thinking about, because all the other stuff, which was just icky, definitely icky. I told you about the library, abandoned at the library, Southern comfort hell, Southern abandonment. But yeah, that then retrospect, that's a kiki anyway. Just the walking, my walking, man, dark woods, and just the adventure of it all. In the moment, it wasn't cute, okay? But looking back, it's kind of a kiki, but not the theory of a woman leaving another woman in a strange town like that, but something I would never do to a woman. Another woman that you were gun-ho and influencing, yeah, come on down. Oh, I'm not blaming you for my being in Georgia, but definitely was a strong influence on the phone from 2012 to 2015 about, the affordable rent and da-da-da-da, but I don't know. My brother has used the term bipolar before, and I'm wondering, not just even there, she's always saying, I don't want him, he has to move out, and da-da-da-da. But she kept calling while we were on the road, which she's allowed to. At one point, I think he called her because their son was with us. He brought my brother brought the son. Let's call mommies. Talk to mommy. That's natural. Then at some other point, she just kept, and he even said, "Why she keep calling?" Because his phone, you could get like the call through the speaker. Technology is something. Yeah, I know I'm so old school. I even like old school cars, but somehow it's no phone. It's in line with this new Georgia statute and code about no touching your phone while driving. But the phone comes through the car itself speakers. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Oh, you probably like, yes, we're modern. You know what you're talking about. Hold on, y'all. Hi y'all, I'm back. I'm going every Archie Bunker with it. Y'all seen those episodes with him? Never mind. Never mind. Shut up, old school TV. It was the shit. So, where was I, y'all? I probably clicked off. It's fine. It's gonna be my outlet. Hell's on your outlet. I can be concerned with that, with impatient ones of society. Hello. Okay. So another thing, I told you about the stranded at the library when I was less than 2 weeks in this town, i.e. not knowing how to get around. New Yorkers, we're walkers. We're definitely walkers, and you know your town, you know how to get around. So that was red flag number one in the humanitarian sense. Okay, we had to listen to the end of the other video for more on that. And I still think that the girls that left her in Miami in that hotel for 12 hours just left her. Did they leave a note? Nope, just left her. And she was hurt too. She was like, gosh, people come back and feed their pet within a 12-hour frame, water or something. So that was hurtful to her. But I really thought that was karma for what she did to me with the library at night in the new town. But she claims no, what happened to her in Miami happened before I came down in 2015. But I don't recall her ever telling me that story on the phone while I was in New York, and we used to be on the phone. We spoke more again when I was in New York than we did when I came down. I guess phone buddies are different than different in-person buddies is a whole nother dynamic. But anywho, I still think it's karma. And then I was thinking, mathematically speaking, that happened to you and you turn around. If your timeline is correct, I have yet to check Facebook because she sent pictures in the inbox, and that would have the timestamp on the date of that vacation with the other 3 ladies in Miami. Hold on. And if you're wondering, that's because I thought the same way. You couldn't just walk to the beach and chill. It's Miami. But the hotel they had was off the beaten path. It was like just highways all around, you know. You needed a car to get to the beach or any type of tourist attraction when she was telling me on the phone. Because she told me about this in 2016. Do you see what I'm saying? I came down here in 2015. Yeah, I don't know. Because all the years we were on the phone prior to, that happened before. Why you never told me in New York? Anywho, again, people have a right to recall their own timeline as they so deem. But I still think that was karma. And if something like that happened to you beforehand, you would turn around and do it to a woman, leave them somewhere. In any event, but to me that was just a mark of character, what Dr. Maya Angelou said. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. And tells you who they are, believe them, you know. I remember she told Oprah that when Oprah was at her house in North Carolina, and they would talk, and yeah. Anywho, blessings be to your spirit. Thank you, Dr. Maya Angelou. Rise in power. But it gets even ickier, y'all. If I said this in another video, forgive me. I don't think so. Did I do the drum roll? Maybe. It gets even ickier. If I did it, just be repeating this video. You know, what the hell. I'm an hour and it is what it is. But it gets ickier. It's one thing, the weirdness, because you can explain away the library abandonment. Like, well, she's grown and da-da-da, you know. I came and got her at 5:42 p.m. She wasn't ready. So, you know, she had her chance. That's it. I'm going to teach her a lesson. I'm not coming back to pick her up. And I give gas money. It may seem nominal, but if a gallon of gas is $3 and change, I think $5 for an unemployed person is a decent gas offering. And you know you're not driving them a whole gallon nowhere. You know, just in a little neighborhood there. So if you're not driving them the full gallon, and yeah, you're not driving them the full gallon of gas, I think that's a great contribution. A whole gallon of gas, and you know you're not taking me that far. And unemployed. Never mind the quirky reasoning. But yeah, I did that math a long time ago. Anywho, because when I was working, I would give handsomely. 20, 15. I would give handsomely when I was working. Friends or family, whatever. I'm in your whip, and then you're taking me, and we're going wherever, whatever. Even going wherever was your idea. Like, you invited me, because I do the math with everything. If you invited me, I didn't ask you. In spirituality, asking is very powerful. Did you see Terrell Owens? Is that his business? Yeah, the football player Terrell Owens, when he was on Iyanla Fix My Life. Think back, and were they in some sort of RV? I don't know. Looked like they were sitting somewhere. In the event, when she said to him, "You asked," and she repeated the way she was saying it. That's enough to get me studying. I'm like, okay, what is the metaphysics of asking? And you can hear it even with people who don't study spiritual laws. When someone's telling them, you should be grateful to whom much is given, much is expected, and this, that, third, and the other one. And sometimes you hear certain people say, well, I didn't ask. And then the other person will be like, but you still took it, you still received it, and it benefited you. But the instinct, the instinctual knee-jerk reaction with, but I didn't ask. That, coupled with what Iyanla Vanzant told Terrell Owens, sent me right to my books, sent me right into studying. And when I get inspired like that, it's like an intense study on the spiritual laws of asking and receiving. What does that mean? But I said that to say this, going back to, if I'm rolling with you and you invited me, like I didn't ask for this this cart of my LBS is around, I still give. Because some people have that in their mind too. Well, I didn't ask, they invited me. I still give. Even if you invite me, I will still contribute to the gas tank. Or if it's some sort of lunch or dinner at your home, I will bring a bottle of wine or the dessert or something. What video Cemented had where she was saying they invited her to Atlanta Live. Yeah, she was sharing with us how she contributed to the table or something. And I remember she said, it's important to give. Don't always be a taker. I just generally put that out there in the video. Yeah, I was looking at her like I studied the metaphysics. It's direly important to make sure you balance, keep as much balance as you can with the give and take laws. You don't want the spiritual realm to see you as a taker. They've registered that as rape. Per my studies, again, because be other metaphysicians listening to this. Per the studies I sat for, if you're always taking, then you're not an infant. You're like a baby that needs, breastfed. The baby needs everything until it can grow up on its own and hold its own and provide for self. Again, if you're not seen as a baby on a spiritual plane taken, they'll see you in the realm of parasite or rapist. I know there's nothing to do with sexual organs, anything like that. But that's how you're viewed on this higher level. No, thank you. No, thank you. Yeah, people think when they're giving back, they're doing a favor. No, if you're giving back, you're balancing favor with the spiritual realm. That's what you ain't doing those people a favor if you're giving back. However you do to the community, to individuals who helped you along the way or whatever. You want to balance that. And there's nothing to, like, laud. But you still could laud them if people choose to. You can. Because it's still nice when that's done. Because the world we live in, so many people forget to give back. And contribute to the party or to the ride, even if you were invited. Again, this is all per my studies. I can only speak from that. I can't speak to your studies. I'm talking to detractors. I don't live in your marbles. I live in my own mind, and I have my own experiences in schooling to pull from. Okay. Not being sarcastic, I gotta constantly remind of the First Amendment and just logical things like, the individual speaks from their perspective. I don't speak from the detractor's perspective. I could try when I'm like in the psychological 101 mode. Leo, what's that? What is that, Leo? Why don't you like those slippers? No, don't chew it. I don't want you to get sick. Leo, stop. Why? Is it the color? Leo, no, don't chew that. Leo, no. No, Leo. I don't think it's healthy for you to be. Move, Leo. What's he doing this? I don't know. to throw it out because I don't want you to get sick. Leo, I don't want you to get sick. You know that's not food. Wait, guys, he worked hard to get that thing out too. Y'all know those slippers from the Chinese restaurant? The restaurant, Lord. The Chinese, I don't know if they Korean or Chinese. It'll be Korean. The Asian shop, y'all. When they finish your toes and they put those little thin neon color slippers. I guess they can come in any color. It wraps around your toe, your biggie toe. Yeah, so I must have had a pair behind the thing there. Because I'm like, what is he doing? He was working hard to get that thing. It could be the color. Like these were orange. I just threw them out. What are you doing, Leo? Don't. Because he don't mess with the regular slippers, you know, that we wear every day. But I gotta be the color. Then he's trying to tear at it and eat it, which I don't mind him having that fun. It's exercise, that dexterity. But I'm afraid he's gonna eat a morsel of that rubber, whatever it's made of. He's pulling out. He's pulling out something else. Never mind, y'all. So yeah, but back to the drum roll. This thing. Okay, I told y'all in the other video about Valentine's Day of this year. We three went out to, this was her idea too, my sister-in-law, Sil too. She invited me out to a cigar bar on Valentine's Day. I know you probably, well, where was your brother? He worked nights, he was at work. Was it on the weekend? Yeah, he was at work. So she invited, let's just hang out, then let's go get a drink, and I know this cigar shop, this cigar spot, paraphrasing. I'm like, oh, cool. Can T come? T is my friend, Leo. So it's a Leo, and, and she's an Aquarius. I'm thinking everything be fine. Which is, technically it is, Beef is when someone wrongs you. Beef is not when you wrong them, and they want to, and unresolved issues, the whole thing in the text, I wouldn't be around anyone I have unresolved issues with. Then how will they ever get resolved? Our minds are different. She has a water sign, Mercury. My Mercury's in air. Mercury is how you think, write, speak, how you reason. So water is about feeling. And no diss to water sign Mercury's, but it's more about its emotionality. They tend to lean. I guess they want is a desire. Feels good. An air sign Mercury wants to go with what's right, what's righteous, what's right, what's balanced, what's the truth. But in any event, yeah, our age difference, and it really took a turn for the left. I told you about when my mom's birthday and her wedding day, we were in my mother's room, and we went up to New York, for the wedding, and my brother and his woman stayed at a hotel, but they would come to mommy's house and things of that nature, and I stayed with my mom in her room. My mom had a bathroom off from her bedroom, and which is good with my knees getting up and down the steps, and I wouldn't go upstairs to the main bathroom if it was working fine. But I had this in another video, I think I made it private, the whole story. I told it fresh then too, okay, when I got back to the therapy video, the vent too. But somehow or another, on the upstairs, the upper level, my sister's up there, my brother and my son, 3 bedrooms up there. Each one have their own room. Thank heavens my son wasn't even home. He wasn't even home. I think he was working. He was at work, so he wasn't to blame for it. So that leaves my sister and brother. It's 5 of us. They all grown. My brother's 20. He's in his 20s, late 20s. He's approaching his Saturn return. And my sister's in her 30s, early 30s. Don't I think 32 or 33, one of them. 33. Yeah, I just did the math in my head. She's 33. But in this moment, she's 32. It was before her birthday. But still too old for this. This is ridiculous. So the toilet upstairs gets clogged. And then they get they know they can't blame anyone else other than themselves. Because I'm an old lady. Our mama's an old lady. We ain't climbing up steps. I don't get no room. And that bathroom, no, never mind. In the memoir. On the paper memoir. Anywho. I know you're like, well, we got the audio version halfway here right now, girl. So the toilet gets clogged upstairs, and I'm like, oh, Ma, why? Why during this wedding week? Why it couldn't happen last week or the week after I leave here? Why? That means they're gonna come down here and use your bathroom. That's all from your That's all from her bedroom. But she knows that. But you know what I'm saying. And she goes, there's a bathroom in the basement too. I'm like, they're not going down to that basement. And I cleaned the bathroom sparkly nice so she can have a nice bathroom, candles, and I got it really, really nice so she can have a nice bathroom to get ready for the wedding before we leave. Although that place, Leo, what are you doing? That place had your own dressing room. She had a bathroom there as well. But I'm thinking she's going to leave the house in her dress. And the wedding planner was like, no, she put the dress on there at the place. The catering hall has its own room for the bride. And I'm like, oh. But I still nonetheless got my mom's bathroom, her personal bathroom. Nice. And at some point, my sister did go down to the basement bathroom. There's a bathroom down there. I think the girl that was down there, she kept it clean. Oh God, in the memoir, y'all. Speaking of basements, my ex, TV, his nickname, his initials T.V. Capricorn. You sent me the friend request on Facebook the other day. And I was like, I confirmed it. I was like, I was like, at first, like, I didn't know when we became unfriends. You unfriended me at Facebook or some shit. Not that I care about that. Please. But I was just like, oh, well. Sometimes I heard Facebook allegedly does that. They'll just take away your friends off your Facebook friend list. Just, like, disappear. One girl said she woke up and 100 disappeared. She was like, what the fuck? So something in algorithms, I don't know what kind of ritual it is, but yeah, so I don't know if he did it or they did it. I don't even keep up with my account like that anymore. It's just Facebook is so different than what it used to be. But if he did it, that's weird. The only rephrase for But when you remember, because I know Capricorn's very tight with the fiat, and I get the 10th house, I get it, okay? But when you stayed in New York and you wanted to know, a nice lady that could rent a room for a couple of weeks or however long you said at a reasonable rate, because I was saying Airbnb made, but he didn't want to spend a whole bunch of money there or at a hotel. So, but then you left owing some rent. I know you played dumb when I approached you about it for Facebook inbox. But in the event, you look like you've upgraded your life, just the updates and this, that, third, and the other one. So now you can pay my mom. Yeah, you can pay her back. You surely can. Oh, God. And the other ex that left out own rent. And no, it don't even be my idea for them to rent a room for my mom. They call me with, do you know, and me trying to be the good humanitarian. Score up flight points, ascension. Okay, never mind. That just came to mind, his ass. But, yeah, it's hard being a good person sometimes, helping others. And helping others when that help could hurt you, it's just, yeah. There's one thing not to show appreciation for the roof over your head that was provided temporarily. At a fair rate. Mommy's not money hungry, at a decent rate. So it's one thing to not show appreciation for that brief rental. Is another to not show appreciation and leave owing. No conflict. They've always my exes always mention how nice my mom is and respectful and respectable. So no conflict there with like there's some sort of thing they could say she did to them to warrant not paying up your rent to date before you exit. That's I'm gonna talk about my ex. And at some point, I thought he was trying to get at my sister. That's not even jealousy. It's just ickiness. It's icky-see. I'm like, what is... Well, she was telling me, back when she and I was still talking. Nothing overt, but I guess he was just trying to be too friendly on Facebook. And, don't we live in the same household? Or some shit you done typed. She showed me. She sent me the Texas to the messenger. Anyway, but, so back to the moment where I think me and Sil friendship took a sharp turn. So before Sil and my brother got to the house from the hotel. My brother and sister were arguing and fussing about who fault it is the clog upstairs of the toilet. I mean, fussing. Mommy is more of a fixer, so she's trying to call and get rates for plumbers, and it was expensive. Those emergency rates are just through the roof. And she was like, oh, no, this price and this price. Oh, my heavens. So, anything to get them from coming downstairs, because, of course, I'm going to be like, go to the basement. I cleaned this bathroom for mommy. And just, oh, good gosh. I'm concerned with mommy. It's her day. It's her birthday. Please, people. But in any event, here's the weirdness. My sister and brother, when they were arguing about it, it was like a kiki. And they weren't arguing with cussing and stuff like that, but just back and forth. And it was like ping pong pettiness, but funny. Especially my brother. He was a kiki with it. She was like, well, if you wipe your ass and don't use so much tissue and fold it and use the same. He was like, I'm 26 years, I'm grown. You don't tell me how to wipe my ass. When I tell you that argument was funny as hell. He's the youngest, a 26-year-old. Oh gosh, me and mommy were kikiing, and that's so weird. My sister didn't get mad at him. Well, she was irritated. Clearly, they were fussing back and forth. She says it's his fault. He's saying it's her fault. Either way, I just didn't want them in mommy bathroom. You go to the basement. What the hell? Jesus Christ. But and then another thing, of course, I gave them the baking soda and the vinegar. Use this. Did some liquid plumber. Do something. Just try to do something. The mop, whatever they was doing up there. Lord have mercy, was crazy. But I think even with all the work my brother was doing, and they called mommy called her regular handyman. I think he calls himself a personal contractor. I don't know. There's a word for it. You don't say handyman. Did you know that it's not appropriate to say handyman anymore? I didn't know that. Anywho, so they're fussing. This is the night before. So the next day, my brother and Sil too come through. And it's natural. It's human beings. As soon as they came in the door, they smelled it. It was like, what is that smell? Now, I was burning incense. And my sister's going to say, oh, that smell is the incense. I'm like, it's like this incense mirror. You can go over the incense pack and see if it's... I'm telling Cecile, smell the incense pack and then smell what you smell when you came in the house. Because, once people are in the house, and I'm in mommy room, the door's closed for the most part, and I got my incense burning in there too. But I have one in the kitchen, downstairs, strategic, incense. The incense probably went out by the time Sil too and my brother came over that next morning. But still, if you're in, science class, they teach you this in school. If you're in the house, you become, your olfactory nerve, you become immune to it. So someone coming out from the outside in, it hits them immediately. That's just science, It's new, So they was like, what is that? So my brother asked once and left it alone. I explained, and he asked once with Sil too, and with an earshot. Maybe you shouldn't hear what I explained to him, what I think it is, because I think, did they have the toilet lid down? I have no idea, but it gets clogged. So the toilet lid is even down, but they got the bathroom door open. Because, we was like, well, did y'all open the window up there? Oh, yeah, the window's open in the bathroom. But if they have the door open, that aroma will waft out and come through the house. Not good. It's probably spiritual, too, because from what my mom shared, my sister felt the way about my mom getting married and moving. And my sister shared this with me directly. We were speaking over the phone, like, oh, mommy's going to move down south after she was married. I'm like, what is that? Wrong? Aren't you happy for mommy? Why are you putting yourself in this, in her? You're like obstructing her happiness. She's done all she can do for you. You're in your 30s. You've been living rent-free for most of your life. And still whining and bratty about this and complaining about that. And you caused her a great deal of hardship with the traffic you used to keep and the condition of how the other house went down. And she blames that on other people too. I'm just one person. But the frat and sorority house that came there, they came for you. You are the one person they came to see. You gave a green light by virtue of those being your friends. That traffic upset neighbors on the block. People who are my mom's age and older, worrying about their property taxes going down. That's a lot of embarrassment and hardship to mommy. How could you even not want her to be happy now? She's been through so much. I don't know. I have mommy grievances too, but I'm going to get to that when I get to the visit. Furious thoughts. kid, Fury is coming to mind. Maybe I should name this Curious Thoughts. Curious with a C. Yeah, because this is all over the place. All over the place. Curious Thoughts. But and I don't know how they edit it with the beat. Beat. I gotta find out how they do that. Anywho, it won't be in his room. So I can figure it out. Okay. Um. Yeah, so we were on the phone back then. I'm like, how could you not be happy for her? You know, she's in her 70s. What more do you want from her? I mean, like, oh, she know I got abandonment issues. But you don't cure abandonment issues by enabling the fragility of the ego. You know, you can look this up on YouTube. There's different videos about abandonment issues. You can't cure it by enabling it. You have to somehow one day just grow up and just be a woman. You just, what is it? The misery loves company. So you're miserable, and you're not gonna feel better by making others miserable, namely your mother. I mean, I don't. With the way you treat her, it's shocking. You still want her around. You just, oh no, I don't. And then that was ridiculous over the phone when she got off the phone. I was like, don't. And she called me. Don't call me for what are you calling for if you don't want my opinion? Most things in this nature comes at me and I opine. I counter with reasonable. I'm thinking I'm being reasonable. Don't you want reasonable logic? What could I say to that? I think your priority should be mommy's happiness. I don't. Oh gosh, just she's a Cancer with a Leo moon. Cancer Sun, Leo moon, Leo in the ascendant. The moon is first house, but a Mercury is in Cancer. Just, I know you like. Does that sound like that Leo there? It sound like a lot of me first energy. Yeah, it is. Just, oh gosh. But in any event, so my brother, man, went on about his way. So Sil 2 came inside in the bedroom with me and mommy. This is calm. We're in the room chilling. Oh, before they even got there, my sister used my mom's bathroom or from the bedroom. And of course I was like, girl, I thought you was in the basement. She was like, oh, it's cold down there. I feel like going back down there again. I'm like, oh God. And then it's like she was, I guess, just not conscious of herself. Wherein, if you're in someone else's bathroom, try to be, you know, if you're in your upstairs one, you know. But my brother complained about that back in the day too. Like, oh God, in the memoir, because I'm not trying to out anyone or anything like that. It's not my thing. I just want to get to the point of Sil too. How things went left, but I want to give you the backdrop. Because I don't think I heard this story, because I put that one on private. I did that one. I shared it with her 2 Piscean friends. Good close friends. One is my niece's godmother. And so they can have the 2 sides to the story. Here's my side. Yeah, because I love them like sisters too. I love them. I don't love them more than my actual sister. But I definitely like them more than I like my actual sister. And what is central? The sentiment is mutual. You don't like me either. But because I have the air Mercury, I can weather it. You know what I mean? I can intellectualize where this is coming from, and not just shrug and I don't care. I just don't care to keep investing emotionally, because it yields fruitless. It's just futile to give a fuck. In general, you know, if you're giving a fuck where they don't give a fuck about you, that is futile frequency being dispensed. It's just a waste of energy. So, you know, I wish you well, peace. I hope everything gets well for you. And take care. Look, I got shit. I got my own health issues and ailments to deal with. Anywho, so Sil 2 is in the room with me and mommy. Oh yeah, she left out of mommy bathroom back to my sister. And like unaware of her scent. I don't think she's aware of, because she suffers with Crohn's. Chill, they don't know your name. They don't know your name, sister, okay? Because people are like, well, I don't understand what's going on. So, but you know, this bathroom's working, so she's able to flush and everything, but the scent is like she's not aware. And I had the scented candle in there and the window up. But I just don't think she's conscious of the aroma. She's probably used to it. It's within herself, you know. I don't. So mommy teasingly looked at me and said, you know, did her nose like, you know, my mom has a sense of humor too. She said, what is that smell? You know, just teasing. And And her second daughter went back, and she was like, sighed, like, I forgot or whatever. Is it a big deal? Yeah, it's a big deal. You bring in your essence like that and just expect no one to comment on it because she don't think it's hers, even though she just came out the bathroom. This is the bipolar psychology thing. It's just, but in any event, so she went back and sprayed. And I'm like, oh, that ain't gonna work. There's incense in there, girl. That spray ain't gonna do nothing. And not teasing, but there's incense. I'll light it if you want. So that was it. And then she left and went back out, and she went back upstairs. So I don't know what made her return back down the steps, and you could feel like she was in the kitchen, sort of eavesdropping at first. Weird, very weird. Because she went back upstairs after she used the lube. So when Sil 2 came over and sat and chilled with us in the room, I don't know, this is like a time lapse space of maybe 30 minutes between my sister going back upstairs to her room and sister-in-law coming in with my brother. Maybe 30 minutes elapsed. And maybe enough time to air out? I guess not. But downstairs, it should have been enough time to air out. The window, the incense. And I bought incense strong, so I don't know. But still, whatever's wafting out from upstairs and the bathroom door's open. I'm like, why did I close the door and open the window, put incense up there? I ain't climbing up steps to do it. No, my knees don't want to. I didn't leave the aroma. I ain't responsible technically or spiritually, okay? So, it not that this is Sil 2's fault. My sister come back in there with the bullshit. Because I'm telling you, it was a casual conversation. As sisters, it was no big deal. She just sat down in the bed opposite. I was sitting on the bed. She sat in the chair opposite the bed. Mommy's on the other side of the bed doing paperwork. Preparing for her wedding. We happy birthday, Mom. Just, everything was fine. As far as I know. But, that bipolar, I don't know. It's like schizophrenia energy. I'm not dissing my sister. I'm not. She's my mother's child. I'm just trying to give you the truth. This is like a memoir video, okay? Memoir is memory. Whose memory? The author's. Mine at this point, okay? So, Sil 2 looks at me and go, what is that aroma? She asked again. The other sister, my sister with the same mom, always speaks to how she repeats herself. She was like, she repeats herself. I'm like, I do. Too many people do. She said, no. She really repeats herself. Like the whole paragraph, she repeated. I don't think she's aware. And I explained to her, I said, no, I don't think she's aware she repeats herself either. I think it's just a matter of you feeling like you've never been heard. You don't, it's hard, you're misunderstood to get your point across. So it's one of those type of things, I believe. Anyway, so she asked me in a very conversational tone, Sil, hold on. Not like gossipy or anything like that. And my mom is sitting right there, so she's not going to diss her daughter with her sitting there. And she's defending my mother's honor against my sister's sister of the same mother. I would definitely give Sil 2 that. She defended my mother twice. Because my sister speaks reckless to my mom and like a little, like she's still 17 and she's 33. Well, this was 32 during this time. Just whiny, bratty, complaining, just and ominous. I told you, when I first got to New York and I was sitting on Mom's bed, just got there. We just touched down and just got in the house like, hey, Mom, and still congratulations on the wedding and things of that nature. I purchased some extra stuff for the wedding. Yeah, borrowed something blue and all that other stuff. And we were sitting there talking and the phone rang and it was my sister. And Mommy picked up and real ominous through the phone. Why you didn't call and check on me? Like real heat and edgy, just. And Mom was like, oh, I just found out you was in the hospital because Crohn's will send you back and forth to the hospital. She said, I just found out. I just was out. Mommy's explaining like she's the daughter and the sister is the mother. I was running a few errands and I just got in. They just, made me aware of it. And then click, like my sister hung up the phone on her. And I was like, did she hang up? Mommy was like, hello, I think so. Like she wasn't trying to hear the explanation. You asked the question, but wasn't trying to hear the explanation. Later on, she claimed she said bye before she hung up. I didn't hear it. Mommy didn't hear bye either. Even bye and abrupt is still like to your mom on her day, her wedding day and birthday. Oh, that was the day before, but still right there in that area and just anytime. I mean, You sort of give teenagers a pass when they act like that because you just dismiss it to adolescent hysteria. Like, oh, they'll evolve, they'll grow. But no. We thought the karma would come through her own daughter treating her the way she treats mommy. But no, my niece is a Taurus. Like, it's just Venus, too much class. She don't treat her mother the way my sister treats her grandmother. She don't. So far, I don't see it. I'm not wishing it, but I don't see it. But I thought that would be the karma. You probably like, give it time. How old is your niece? Was she 12, 13? Give it time. But she just seems like a whole nother person outside of my sister. Just too much class and couth. Anyway, but she ain't my niece got that Aries moon. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. Well, I guess Akashic Records will see. So I removed myself from the foolery. Thomasina foolery. Anyway, no pun. Anyway, so listen. Or not, yeah, click off my therapy here. So, yeah, Sil 2 sits down and asks again, because man, I think we already answered man, but he went back out, so she asked again. She was like, what is that scent? And I don't think she was being mean or gossipy. She probably was like, how are y'all sitting here this calm? You don't smell it? And I told her, I said, well, same thing I'm saying here. I said, you know how science class is? You came from the outside. The cool air, you came from the outside and came in the house. So you're still like shocked, olfactory shocked, I guess, I don't know if our olfactory nerves desensitized to it, immune to it, I don't know. Because she's looking like, how y'all sitting here? What the hell? I had plastic over the wedding dress there, so I don't want any of these fibers picking up the aroma. But in the event, and I told her what it was. And again, in conversational tone, I mentioned no names. I didn't mention my brother's name or my sister's name. I said, well, the toilet is clogged upstairs, and I think they have the door open. Heavens forbid they got the lid up, too. I'm thinking, let's hope they got the lid down. I don't know, but the door is open, the bathroom door itself, so that's wafting out. Part of my redundancy. And she was like, oh, and it was left at that. It was left at that. As far as I remember. And I didn't mention any names. Did I just say I didn't mention my brothers or my sisters? I just answered her question. It wasn't something I spoke to arbitrarily or on my own volition. She asked the question and I answered it. Mature, casual, adult banter. That was it. My sister comes in mommy's bedroom. The room is but so small, okay? She comes in the room with greasy, like a devilment smile, and her cheeks look greasy or something. Like she put little mounds of Vaseline in. No, she like you believe she's about that life. She's not about that combated life. Yelling and whining and bratty fits of bitterness, yes, but no. But like Vaseline, it was a greasy cheek, like a greasy chicken cheeks. I can't. I'm not just her look was scary. I think she didn't get over how Sil 2 treated her down here in Georgia. So you can't do nothing to Sil 2. So you're going to take it out with Sis 1, the sister who changed your pampers and put clothes on your back. Good clothes. I had boosting buddies and a boosting habit. You know what I mean? And I paid for clothes too. I had an after school job. So, no, I didn't house you. Mommy did that for both of us. I was appreciative. I certainly paid more rent than you ever contribute with your food stamps. And then you regulate the food, they say. So they didn't want to eat it like she bought this up. So I'm like, she don't see the food stamps as a form of rent. Like, you're contributing to the household. No one gets to live anywhere for free. But with that Leo moon, no shade to Leo, I think she sees the food stamps and the food and offer as some sort of gift or, kiss my ass because I'm bringing in the food. No, that's your form of paying rent. You're pulling your weight for the roof over your head and your child's head. But again, water sign Mercury, the reason is completely different. And then the water sign, sun, oh, gee. Nobody's gonna kiss your ass for grocery. Pause. Why do we make these horrible songs? I'm so old school. But music just okay now. So she comes in with this devilment grin. Is somebody talking about me? And that whole frequency and energy, like Sybil, and she's gonna turn into 45,000 characters right now. What's wrong with her? And I was about to say, no, not deliberately. Someone asked a question about the aroma, and I think I did say it. I was like, no, not deliberately. You're really telling on yourself. You're telling on yourself. Malcolm X said you throw a stick out in the backyard to the back of the dogs. The dog that yelp is the one that got hit with the stick. Is definitely that. That came from him. We hear it all the time, but that was from him. Okay, listen to your spirit. Malcolm X, thank you. To rise in power. Oh, shit. Yeah, we mentioned his name. I definitely put the reverence on top of it. Put that respect on his name. Beautiful, beautiful soul. But in any event, so yeah, so her whole look was like crazy out of her mind. But I think that's unresolved issues that she has with Syl too. But she was just as nice to her. Just as nice to her in that moment. I said, look at this phony shit here. All the stuff you said to her on Facebook that I screenshot, receipts. So you be like, oh, I didn't say that. So let me screenshot this, okay? Not that I would show them to her, but if you just the phoniness of how you speak about her when she's not around, but then you was there. And again, I think it's a holdover from when my sister was down here and she went to use the bathroom. And Syl too was like, what is that saying? The same thing. History repeats itself. The same event. Damn near, it's not the same script, different cast. I'm telling you, it was different houses, different casas. Same script, different casas. Ain't this a bitch? And I wasn't even there on the scene for that. Again, someone came and told me, which is this time my sister. She was using the bathroom. Well, of course, the bathroom door is closed, so the aroma's coming out through the closed door. This is what Syl too tells me. So she came in her own home. And again, air sign Mercury. Our reasoning is a person can have an opinion in their own house, of their own house, about their house. How sensitive are you? Are you that sensitive that you don't think that logic should be allowed? Never mind the First Amendment, okay? But I just don't get my sister's logic. She don't get mine. It is what it is. The first time they had to beef, Syl too, and my other sister. I only got one sister from my mom. Several sisters from what I hear from my father's side. Siblings whom I've never met. That's another topic. When they came to visit, my sister was talking. This is what Syl too told me. Talking greasy to my mom about some grits. She went out on the back deck to smoke a cigarette. As the story, you know, there's 2 sides, 3 sides, 4 sides to the story. But from what Syl too told me, because mom didn't really tell me. She just was like, if you call here today, because mommy called me on my cell phone and she was already in Georgia. If you call here today, just don't mention. If you speak to Syl too, she's saying her name, of course, on the phone. Don't mention your sister. If you speak to your sister, don't mention your sister-in-law. I'm like, alrighty then. I don't normally ask either about how the other is doing. That would be a thought for me. She said, okay, just don't. I'm like, Mom, is everything all right? But it will be with prayer, you know. I'm like, all right. But I knew Syl too would tell me without my having to ask her anything. Anywho, so and my sister told me that I got both sides of the story. But my sister's side of the story was wasn't as detailed as Syl too. She just was like, it's my mother and da-da-da-da. And even then and there, I was like, but isn't it pleasant that someone would defend mommy's honor? Mommy's a senior citizen. She shouldn't still have been going through strife with you as if you were a teenager. You know, this is the time you should be helping your mom, you know, as a grown woman in your 30s. Not the time where you should be, I think she was approaching 30 then. Because I believe the first incident with she and Syl too happened when I was still in New York. And I was like, you're in your Saturn return. And you're disrespecting Saturn figures. Elders are Saturn archetypes, you know what I mean? Saturn will spank you, but my sister don't really study astrology and planets. I don't think she really got it. You want to disrespect seniors while you're in the Saturn return. You are really, really bugging. And it's my mom, so my defenses is up a little bit. And she was like, oh, I learned from the best. I was like, who's that? What sibling you had did that in their 30s? Who? You talking about teenage stuff? When mommy was younger and at full strength? The bust I ass and she did? You're not talking about strong mommy in her 20s and 30s and early 40s, right? She had her youngest brother at 45. No, she was strong for a while. And could definitely knock you on your ass. So you talking about young, strong mommy or senior citizen mommy? Because who you see doing that to her other than you? Out of the 5 siblings. I was about to say his name, my youngest brother. Our youngest brother in his 20s not even doing that. He's embraced maturity. So who have you learned from the best that did that in their 30s or latter 20s and perpetually do it? Or with petty stuff like grits. And she got quiet over the phone. She was like, bye, bye. I was like, bye. Shrugs, click. Because I'm on the phone like, isn't it nice that somebody would defend mommy's honor? Well, it's not her business. I said, her household is her business. Oh, about the grits. So she come back from smoking a cigarette and she knows the grits are burnt. And she said, fuck. Damn, Mom, why you let the grits burn? And my sister's the one cooking the grits from the onset, from the beginning. No one's paying your breakfast any mind. She's on vacation. She's in Georgia. What is wrong with you? Like bratty, real bratty, weird shit like that. But on her 30th birthday that my husband paid for, and I treated her to a spa, out to dinner and things of that nature in Westchester County. And I really had to bite my tongue there because I'm like, I don't want to ruin, because I'm thinking she's a water Mercury, I'm an air Mercury. Yachty, shut up. Don't ruin her birthday. Because in my mind, I'm an air sign Mercury. I'm thinking sound, logical reason will ameliorate the situation, will help heal it. But again, I think that way because I'm air. She's water. And I had to stop myself, like, and that was one because, like, oh, in a nasty way, because it's her birthday. And we had this nice, exquisite looking supermarket in Westchester County. No, not Whole Foods, not even farm market. This was something else. Farm fresh. So I'm like, this supermarket is nice. And it's a place you could sit down and eat. And we sat and we talked. And then she gave me, she was near tears. She gave me pieces of the psychology behind. She didn't use that term. This is why I speak crazy to mommy at times and reckless. But she just was like, Mommy missed another birthday. I was like, but it's not deliberate. She has the church conference around your birthday. It's something with the Christians. They go to conference. Y'all know what I'm talking about? I think it happens once a year in the spring. I said, but it's not deliberately. When you were little, she said, me too. I think that's parents. Age 1 through 5, you get your birthday parties. All the kiddies play, come have fun, food, cake, barbecue, whatever. Then you get older, then the cupcakes go to the school and let the teacher do it there, and then and there's a budget, there's finances. Then when you get grown, you get a card. I'm sure she acknowledges it. Yeah, but the card and then little cute little gift. But you see what you're doing for my 30th birthday. I said, well, 30 is a milestone. I want to do something. But again, being an astrologer, I see birthdays in a whole nother, and then into spirituality and metaphysics, I see a solar return in a whole nother light than some others do. But I'm sure she don't ignore you. She was like, no, but I just don't think she doesn't really go out. I'm like, well, is this a budget thing? That mortgage is 2 mortgages. It's expensive to survive and carry out the lion's share of the bills. And then she has the mom is well respected in the clergy, treasurer, and sometimes usher. She has huge responsibilities with the church, and she's always up at conference, and it's out of town. It's like a thing. Oh, if you're a Christian and go, you probably know what I'm talking about. And I was like, well, she's not in town, and she's never in town on my birthday. And I don't know. I just really wanted to get into the psychology of why, and I don't think it's even a conscious, deliberate distance with mommy. It's, I don't know. I think she thinks you're grown now, and you don't want the bells and whistles and the frills. In any event. And I just said, well, just focus on the moment. Don't focus on the past in this moment. Because if you focus, you're going to ruin your birthday. I'm trying to not let her keep talking because I'm going to give logical replies, which only seems to make her feel worse. And knowing her natal chart, I know why. So I'm like, let's not even focus on the past. Let's just focus on your future. You're entering a new decade, your 30s. And I was in my 40s, so I'm telling her how my 30s was spent, and we going through that. And I'm like, just don't think of the spa treatment. We about to go to the spa. Think of the food, the restaurant tonight. Just think of your future. Don't lament on the past. Mommy loves you. She's a good provider. There's a saying, there's a quote. I gave her this quote. It was floating around Facebook a while ago back. Just because a person, this won't be verbatim, but it goes something like this. Just because a person didn't love you how you wanted them to love you, doesn't mean that they didn't love you with the best knowledge that they knew how. With the best, I'm paraphrasing. You know, they love you. People can only love you with the ingredients that comprise them. You know, with the best that they have. It's hard to get tailor-made love. It just is. That'd be a robot. You have to program it. And this whole looking at the Jizza, I love you. Looking at his liquid science and how some Caucasians are obsessed with making robots. Like that's the kind of society they want to have. Oh. But there's the God complex. Listen to that song, the poets, that poet society. I think. Listen to it. God complex, that song. Check it out. The lyrics. Yeah. So they just program the robot, and they're the god of that robot. They do as it's been programmed to do. And yeah, with humans, if you're trying to force someone to love you, family, husband, wife, it's gonna. Then if it works, then would you have a slave? That's not equality. That's a inmate warden relationship. That's not love. That's slavery. I don't know. You could definitely don't tolerate disrespect. You know what I'm saying? Not like that. Definitely teach people, your mate especially, you got to live with them. If you live with them, how to treat you, how to treat each other, because you can have a respectful household. It's the same household, you know. But the tailor-made love, it's hard. And my mom is a great provider, you know, still is. You know, they not handling that house alone up there in New York. So I was, before I said, let's, you know, think of the future, just take the pros and the cons. Whatever. And then, you know, in my mind, because I'm trying to ruin it, you know, your dad wasn't there for you at all. You don't give him this help. You don't. You just don't. So the parent that was there for you all the time, you give them the brunt of your dismay. And I hope my sister evolve. I do. And evolve. You know, she has good quality friends around her. The Pisces. One is a nurse, the other one is a swimsuit designer. She has quality, mature frequency around her. So what in the world? She's had issues with them. It just, y'all, I know in friendships these things do happen. But okay, back to the moment of the greasy cheeks and the devilment smile. She was commenced to yelling before I could even, because there was somebody talking about me. I was about to say, well, she asked the question about the aroma. You are 16 years older than me. We're 16 years apart. She's yelling our age difference. And I'm like, and? What's your point? Whose fault is that? And I looked at mommy. Oh, mommy, no shade. I'm apologizing to mommy. Like, what does the age difference have to do with anything? What does that have to do with the aroma in the house? What are you talking about? Then she brings up how she took up for me when she was 12 or some age. With my first husband, I'm in my 20s back then. Me and my first husband get into it. She get into how she took up for me. Nothing physical. She's not that girl about that. She would want you to believe that. But a monkey know what tree to climb. She didn't pull that foolery with Sil too. When Sil too got at her for talking to mommy reckless about some grits, telling her to mind her business. My house is my business. You're talking reckless in my house. That's my business. Yeah. I don't like anybody talking crazy to senior citizens. No. She didn't say it that way, but no. That is so weird. Somebody could be in your house and tell you to mind your business. I'm in my house. Everything in here is my business. That's by law. The floods come to the door. They be like, well, who's the lady of the house? Who's the head of the household? That's by law. Your household is your business and what goes on in there. Oh, I didn't know. You're supposed to know. See what the judge in the court say about that. How you don't know you live there? No. Possessions is 9/10 of the law. We don't care if you don't know. You know now, don't you? So your house is your business. But she said that to our brother man one time a while back. She was talking reckless to mommy again, because mommy didn't come upstairs, and mommy's older now, elderly, in her knees, because she didn't come upstairs when she was arguing with her baby father to defend her honor. This is not how she put it in those wordings, but that's what it was. They upstairs arguing, and mommy tuned it out. After a while, we become immune and inured to them arguing. And we love her more. Let me speak for myself. I love my sister more, definitely, than her baby daddy. But we as a personality, we like him better. Let me speak for myself. I like him better. He's more likable, calm and laid back. And to get a calm person arguing with you, Jesus Christ. But in any event, I guess she knows him differently. Okay, granted, in all fairness, she would know him intimately as her baby daddy. So maybe he don't pose as calm to her, but he sure do to us. So we've learned to mind our business and stay out of that, because they'll be right back together. Oh God. So in the event, so Ma was in the living room watching TV, and I guess when they finish arguing, she comes downstairs. He comes downstairs to leave the exit. Y'all know that thing. She's not letting him leave. She's behind him on his heels, arguing behind him. And he left, and then I guess she argues him all the way out into the yard and whatever have you. I have no idea with that. And she comes back in the house, and then I guess still can't get over herself. She's gonna start arguing with mommy. And what are you just sitting there for, looking at TV like you don't see what's going on, nothing happening? You didn't come upstairs and take up for me and da 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 da. And my brother, man, he was there. He was there. Did he leave New York? How long ago did he move down here? Because he'd been down here a while before I got down here. I don't even know if he was just visiting New York or still living in New York. But it feels like he was visiting. Don't quote me. But he's watching basketball. And he's watching the TV. I don't know what was that. I feel it was basketball. I'm not sure. And he's watching it. And then he was trying to ignore her for a little bit. Then he got involved to defend his mother. Like, why, you bugging? Why you talking to mommy like that? She has nothing to do with you and your baby father arguing. What is wrong with you? Defend you against what? Did he hit you? What is she supposed to do? Just jump into y'all argument? What is wrong with you? I'm tired of her not defending me. She's an old lady. What are you talking about? What was happening to you that she needed to defend if y'all argue all the time? So they're going back and forth. And I brought that up to say this. She turns and tells my brother, this is what he's telling me, to mind your business. Then, because what happens is we pulled up. Me and Papa Bear pulled up. Not for this, you know what I mean? We pulled up to drop somebody off. Was it my son? Or my granddaughter? Was my granddaughter born? Somebody who was dropping off. Maybe my son. Because I wasn't going to get out. That's what I'm telling you. I wasn't even going to get out the car. We was ready to go. We lived in Westchester, yeah. Maybe he was visiting. Because you know you want to get back on the road, the traffic. So we were dropping somebody off. It feels like it was my son. Because it don't feel like it was my grandbaby. I don't know details. Anyway. So man comes outside with tears in his eyes. This is a grown man. And I'm like, what's wrong? I'm thinking the worst. Did somebody die? What's going on? If a person you don't never see cry, you immediately is a death in the family. Something is wrong. A person who's always crying, like my sister, when they cry, is not that you don't care. You're just used to it. It's part of their personality. That's how we sometimes see it. But in the event, and no shade to cancers, but it's water. But in any event, so my brother, he's not a water sign, but so his tears in his eyes, not crying like, but you know, the one tear, and which is even more intense and dramatic to me sometimes than the whole out and out crying. Unless the person is wailing or bawling, that's intense. But I said, what's wrong? And he goes, yo, your sister, I'm telling you, I go get her, go get your sister. I'm like, what's going on? I'm thinking they done got to a physical altercation in there, him and her. She's disrespecting mommy for no reason. She want mommy to get involved with her and her baby father. Mommy's elderly. She has no cookie in that cookie jar, if you will. What do you want an old lady to do? Y'all young people fussing. What is? But and I'm thinking, I said, the psychology about that is she feels that mommy has been emotionally unavailable to her. But I think it's unfair. Your father's been physically unavailable, and you never gave him that havoc before he passed away. They ain't gonna get mad at us because you don't think we were supportive enough of you when he passed away. We're thinking that you wasn't even, I don't know, someone who's never been part of your life, really. We didn't think that you felt that heavy about his passing. I'm still like shocked, like you really feel like, wow. I intellectualize most things. I do. I don't think I'll be grieving and bent over and crying if and when my father passed away, if he predeceases me. I just, not mean or anything. I just never developed that type of bond. You were never in my life. Where would the bond come from? Listen, in any event, It's just peculiar that the one that was never there for you, we never gave this disrespectful lip to. And the parent that was always there as far as keeping that roof over your head. Mommy doesn't deal with emotionality well, so she don't do it. She simply doesn't do that. I got that gist when I was at her house. This visit, her new house. Yeah, you can't force someone to be a personality that they're not. She does, school. She got a job she retired from well. She does, professionalism, church stuff well. Civil, cordial, she does that well. Friendliness too, well. But, deep depth, intense emotions, no. It just takes a lot out of her. But in any event, Sil too got at her for dissing her about some grits when you should just cook your own grits. Or cook after you finish your cigarette. Nobody owes you anything. Nobody owes you to get up, to have enough presence of mind. You know what I mean? Because mommy's in the living room with Sil 2's mom. They enjoying that because they was about to go to the thrift store. Mommy loves a good thrift shop. And they were talking and, doing nice old lady stuff, older lady things. And that's how you talk your mother in somebody's house. You know what I mean? And I think that was that, because this happened twice. I think that was the first time they visited. She showed her behind like that. And then she said the same thing to Sil 2, mind your business. And Sil 2 was like, my house is my business. But see, my sister never had her own house. Once you get your own place and paying bills and you're maintaining, people are calling you the head of the household, you see how weird it is to tell someone in their own house to mind their business. Then told my brother to mind his business. He was like, my mother is my business. What is wrong with you? Are you thinking? How are you thinking? Just something else my sister revealed to me. We had one of our civilized dialogues over the phone. And I said, oh, God, that's why you act like that. It made perfect sense. And it's not weed, y'all. Not no coca. No, nothing strong. Not illegally strong. Nothing like that. But I just was like, that's why. I finally was able to make sense of the nonsense and the no sense. I said, that's what that was. But you're not still doing that, so what's the excuse now? In your 30s, still acting like this, like you're 17. Just, oh gosh. So back to Sil 2 in the room, inquiring about the aroma. So my sister's yelling like a banshee, like she don't have no sense of self-control and dignity about herself. Yelling. No profanity. No name calling yet, but what she called me, the hood called her, hyphenated with the H word, that 3-letter H word, the colloquialism. So I'm like, really? The hood ain't never said that about me. They said it about you, though. And worse off, they hyphenated it. Girl, go on with that foolishness. Transgenerational has been saying things about you. Usually your reputation is just within your own generation. In the hood. I'm not talking about public figures and celebrities. But your rep in your own hood is usually within your generation. Mommy generation talking about that house and worry about the damn property, they doing property taxes. My generation, like, yo, what's up with your sister? Man's generation, yo, what's up with your sister? What's your mom, I know your mom raised you better. Your mom is the pillar of the community. Church, respectable lady. What's going on with your sister? And then our youngest brother standing there amidst the argument with us screaming and carrying on. Oh, back to the bathroom thing when Sil 2 made the statement about smelling like death, and she was so hurt and came to me. I said, you have to walk with incense. You have to walk with Tylenol, not Tylenol, Lysol have cute little sprays, pocket size. Pocketbook, though, a couple of those in your pocketbook. Walk with matches. You walk with those as you smoke cigarettes. Keep incense in your bag. You have to be mindful of how you leave a person's place. That's karma. Her I Ching is a 64, and she ain't doing none of that. That's your conduct, watching your conduct. You only do that in I Ching thing with the pennies once. I worry about her next life because she's just not getting it. She's not focusing on herself as far as conscious spiritual stuff. She may focus on the astrology, the zodiac, and stuff like that, especially if you meet someone new. And her vanity, her weaves, her her makeup, and her pretty dress and eyes. You don't smell her in that sense of hygiene. No. She's on top of that. Very pretty girl. But how you leave someone's house is extremely karmic because you're entering a wound. Anything you can enter is a wound. So homes and residential, 4th house, and the 4th house will never forget. The 4th house rules memory. Okay, so Like Dr. Neil deGrasse Tyson said, when you leave a room, try to leave a flower. It's allegoric sounding, but you're supposed to leave a place as you found it or better. You don't change someone's environment for the worse. That's extremely karmic. Of course, I'm trying to say this, think I'm helping. No, that wasn't helping. She just became more emotional. I'm like, oh God, I forgot about the water sign Mercury. Because air Mercury is going to be, it's going to breeze in a different way than the water Mercury. But I don't, and again, she came to me on her own volition to tell me this. I didn't probe, I didn't ask, I didn't interview anyone. I was about to leave. She got mad at she got mad what Sil 2 said, then get mad at my response when she told me what Sil 2 said. And I'm like, it's her house. You don't think someone has a right to opine about their own home? But again, I'm coming from the air sign Mercury. Yeah. So with that said, fast forward to the mommy's wedding day and birthday. And that's what my brothers kept repeating. Y'all doing this on her birthday and her wedding day? I'm like, I didn't initiate this. I didn't start. And that ain't childish. It's fucking mathematical fact. I didn't even see it coming. Sil 2 asked the question. I answered the question. She come in here with greasy cheeks and a devilment smile. Somebody talking about me. You could have just seen her teeth. I was like, huh? Sil 2 asked the question. I answered it. You are 16 years older than me. And at the moment, I didn't know what that meant. So I kept saying, well, that ain't my fault. Nor is it yours. And I said, Mommy, no offense. You see the foolery that's going on here. But I think she was saying something with maturity. After I'm like, she's speaking to maturity. No, but she couldn't possibly be speaking to maturity. When she's the immature one in the room, she's entering the room with this. We didn't go upstairs to her with it. She's entering this space with this loud foolery, bratty whining, yelling. So she cannot be referencing maturity. And what's immature about answering a question? Sil 2 asked the question in the calm, bantery tone. And I answered the question without giving any name. So where's the immaturity? There. She's out of her goddamn mind. Totally. Oh, God, I know why. But, so she's yelling about the 12-year-old thing when she helped me. She claimed she intervened when my ex-husband and me got into a fight. I don't remember that. I said, I don't remember that. But I told you back when you first told me about this, that is your memory. It's for you. If you recall it, it's for you. But what does that have to do with the aroma in the house? I kept going on with that because I'm thinking you discussing the aroma too. That's what you just interrupted in the dialogue between me and Sil 2. So what does all this is ad hominem, ad hominem bullshit. When you have no argument to stand on, no solid ground to stand on, she can't discuss the aroma. I guess she discussed it with her our brother, and that didn't work out too well. So, and you just not too long ago left from down here, Mommy, to remind you to spray before you leave. You see, leave the space better than you found it, not worse than you found it. That's karma. That is, y'all get into that book, The Kabbalion. KYB as in baby, ALIO, and Kabbalion by the 3 initiates. Read the Law of Exchange. Read that. Read it. Just, even in relationships. The same ex I was telling you about TV, he used to tell me how the minister, would tell him, I don't know what the minister, he's from Buffalo, but he was in, I think he was doing Fruits of Islam for a little bit. We would tell him that, tell them, the service, leave a woman as you found her or better than you found her. I'm like, that's balance. It's so true. It's extremely karmic to leave somebody worse than you found them. You could have just not found them. What are you doing? And you won't feel it when it comes back to you because the ego does have recall like that. It's the strangest thing. You won't feel like, okay, what did I do to deserve this? Some people say that, but they say it as a throwaway. They're not really having total recall and going back into their life when they did that to someone else. I just saw a movie, Perfect Match. I was like, this is a good movie, and I didn't think I would like it, but it was okay. It was cool. And Paula Patton played the therapist plus the protagonist's sister, and he was heartbroken over a woman, and he was like, she played me, she used me. I'm paraphrasing. And the sister, Paula Patton's character, said, and how many women have you used? I was like, booyah! That's how karma come on back, and you forget that it's warranted, it's apropos karma. I guess because it hurt so bad, but this can't be fitting. But no, go into your memory bank of your life and see when you have done that same exact activity as someone else. And you can make sense of what happened. Sometimes, we can. So in the event, so she's acting a plum donkey fool. Now, this is the key. Once my sister leaves my mom's room, oh God, I had to burn incense after that to get that energy out of mommy's room. Once she left the room, Sil too was saying, I've seen your sister act like that before, but I never saw you act like that. Because I came out of character. It got real ugly, cussing. I reminded her what the hood was calling her. It got ugly as sisters argue. It got really... She's a grown woman now. You come into a grown woman, get the grown woman fucking tongue lashing. Say what you want. Spell my name right. And it may not have been true what the hood was saying about her, but they still said it. Cross generations. You fixing your mouth to call somebody a name, you are in no logical position to call anybody a name. Not with all the names that's been called on you. And you ain't stepped to them like that in the street like this. You see what I'm saying? Your ex-bestie, the short one, the same sign as you, Cancer, put a picture of you on the internet on Facebook or something. Not totally nude from what she said, but a compromising picture. You didn't step to her like that. You ain't never stepped to her like that. She's done far worse to you than I could have ever done, or mommy could have ever done. And the way you speak to me and your mother, you ain't speak to that little mean midget like that, or the streets that treated you far worse. And we didn't even treat you worse. We were responding to your bratty behavior as a grown-up. This is the same personality since age 17. She pulled it in Macon. Oh God, where my Papa Bear pays bills. Pulling this stuff where she don't pay bills. My mama's house where she don't pay bills. Sil too and Man's house where she don't pay bills. Having a bratty fit in people's house where you don't pay bills. And Macon where she don't pay bills. Over a text message address that you don't think was sent right or whatever have you. I think I told you about that Macon thing in another video. No, that's because that Gemini guy you was with didn't want you. And you tried to rationalize why he lost interest. He probably picked up some bipolar schizophrenia, crazy bratty tease. I don't know. I'm not diagnosing. I'm not a medical doctor. But he probably picked up, for Gemini to pick up something that's off, when Gemini and Virgos have been called that because of that Mercury, that mercurial thing. But he was a calm Gemini. I told him that. When I went outside to meet him, I was like, you're a calm Gemini. Even Sil too talked about it. She brought him in our house. She brought him in the house. I was like, oh. But he's calm. I prefer his energy in the house. Never mind. I digress. But I think he lost interest. And she had to intellectualize that loss of interest, but saying, oh, maybe because we tried to drive the Mama Cheryl's and we got lost and he was upset with the go around and da-da-da-da. And that's why. So I could blame her, someone else, for his disinterest. Because she had ample time to voice her dismay with that text message mix up. Because originally my mom was supposed to stay with Mama Cheryl. But mommy was like, no, I want to stay with you. I'm going to go around the corner. I want to stay with you. So I gave my sister the address to Mama Cheryl. Because you're going to go be in a much nicer house, more space. And Mama Cheryl said, everybody's welcome. So I'm giving you that address for your date to take you there. I'm going to give you my address when mommy and no one will be here. So I thought, but things could change in 11th hour. Women, we change our mind. It is what it is. And I'm not having enough presence of mind to retext her. I'm just not. I figured she'll call when she's on her way. If I even figured that much, I think we just went on around and going to my house. This is 2016. So she did call. Well, where's Mama Cheryl? I was like, oh, and at that point, I'm like, no, we're around the corner. We're 15 minutes by car in the daytime with traffic, so you should get here in maybe 10 or under because it's late night. It's like maybe 3 in the morning. I'm like, no, you should get here with no problem. It's open road. Right around the corner. So I give them my address and they come on around the corner. Hold on. And nothing. She was fine. She had Waffle House and she was talking about how she loved their sausage gravy. And from 3 a.m. and I'm up. My niece was still up. Was looking at TV. She wanted me to watch a movie with her. Everything was fine. She gave her daughter, my niece, her some food from Waffle House. She offered me. My sister even offered me food because you can be selfish at times. And I was like, no, I don't want no food at 3 o'clock in the morning. I said, you gonna eat that at 3 o'clock in the morning? Oh my goodness. And you know, it was a regular, cool, chill moment. So if you had any grievances, why not mention it as soon as we get back in the house? We all go to sleep eventually. The next day, the break of day in the morning, it's daylight. She takes a shower. I'm in the room talking to my son and my mom. We having a beautiful, nice, righteous, dialogue. And then after she gets out the shower, she must have been thinking about him in that shower. Yeah. Something, she must have been having some sort of warped epiphanies, like, he don't want me because of that runaround with the GPS, and from Mama Cheryl's house to here, he probably figured out it would be too confusing to date me. No, child, he probably figured that out on the date. Oh, girl. Don't blame his disinterest on me. But she can't come out and say that, because that would be too much honesty to face yourself like that. That maybe he don't want you because of you. Not no mix up from a 5-minute drive, 6-minute drive. No, girl. We don't believe you. Need more people. And people in this sense would be sane, sound logic. So she comes in the room and starts spazzing. You didn't give me the right address. Da, 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 da. Out of nowhere. I was like, well, good morning to you. Are you out of your mind? You're not home? You're not home? You don't pay the bills in here? And Papa was still sleeping. Are you out of your fucking mind? You crazy. Girl, you need some antidepressant. You need a pill. So we started arguing. The argument is on. I'm on my feet because I was, luxuriating on the floor, talking. We laying down, talking, chilling. I'm on my feet and following her. We arguing. Throughout from the back room to the front, from the window to the, we arguing. She's in the kitchen talking about have a nice day, as if that's some sort of closer to the argument. I said, you have a nice life. Then I said something else and I felt so terrible. She turned back and looked at you, had that one tear on the lower eyelash. And I felt horrible. I couldn't believe it. That wasn't coming from me. That was Lilith, honey. That was Lilith. Child. Lilith is one of my goddesses, and she's usually dormant. I don't even know how to do the Lilith personality too well. So I don't activate. But when it's on like that, she's activated. That was totally Lilith, honey. Hold on. But I apologize for saying that portion later on. I felt horrible. I couldn't believe I said that. And I'm in no position to say it. I have ailments myself. But I don't show my ass in people's houses. Over a text GPS mix-up or whatever it was. When I could have said it right. And usually if it's a beef about GPS, people speak that as soon as they get out the vehicle. I came out to the parking lot to greet y'all. Right then and there. But you probably like, oh, she won't show her ass in front of the Gemini dude. But still, we walked from the parking lot to the apartment. That's all ample time. Like, why did you give me the wrong address? Then wait the next day, let it ruminate and incubate. And no, you had to think about it. Something he must have did or text or said his disinterest. Something happened. Oh. Water break. Yeah. So, okay, back to this year, Mommy's wedding day. And I hate that Mommy's wedding day started like that. And I had an epiphany when we went to visit her house. Even though senior citizen couples arguing can be so cute, so fussy. They were square. His son's side and Mommy's son's side is definitely 90 degrees apart. So I'm like, maybe that's it. But then I thought back to how her wedding day started. My sister inciting that argument. You know what I mean? And Ian Levan says, if you want to know the ending, you got to look at the beginning. To begin your wedding day like that. Oh, God. My sister had no just selfish. The selfishness of, worrying about Mommy moving down south, and she knows I have abandonment issues. I'm like, but you're going to just have the issue and it'll just be like that, like a mole on your face, or just are you going to surgically remove that weird? Are you going to do something to heal it and fix it? So you're going to have the issue, maintain and keep the issue by being a parasite or a leper or an attachment toxic spirit to your mom. I mean, she's got to really usher you into your 40s too. I mean, come on. Oh, you lived there. This part of the argument. You lived here when you were grown for 4 years. You lived here your entire life. Your baby daddy has lived here. You have had the tourist guy who you said spat in your face lived there. For a while, the house, the neighbors was calling the house Fuck Fest Village. I mean, they had some weird name for the house, like was it sex parties? What was going on in that house? My mom moved around the corner and told me to move out and come around the corner with her. My ex-husband wanted to rent the basement or one of the rooms and he wanted to rent. I'm telling you, fiction. With my husband in the rental, okay? Fiction. I study statutes and codes, y'all forgive me. Oh, is this our statute of limitation? The point I'm trying to say is, you know, Queens got that bullshit, the basement bullshit. So, my ex-husband was offering more rent than I was paying, okay? I think that's in another video. But I was glad to go around that corner because the house really went to just... And she was like unaware of it, but now I would know from what she revealed to me on the phone not too long ago. I'm like, that's why. Yeah, just unaware. And getting attitude if she hear the neighbors or somebody talking about her. Take attitude with grown folks now. I'm like, she's out of her mind. And still, just me. That's that Leo moon in the first house. Me first, me. If somebody don't, not just her, but in general, you don't feed a person's ego, they'll see that as some sort of insult, like you're insulting them or depriving them of, you know, kissing their ass or something. What the fuck? Just really fragile, weary, warped, wily ego. The mind is weird and slanted. You know, serve me and kiss my ass and be around me so I don't feel abandoned. And if you're a grown woman, if you from abandonment issues, I wonder if your daughter is. Y'all won't even go there. I love my niece too much, and I like her as a person. But oh yeah, back to Sil too. So yeah, she said, I've never seen you like that. I was like, because you really see me around my sister. I keep my distance to keep the peace, and you know, we discussed it and things like that of that nature. She left early. She had to go get back to work, and I left early because I had to get the fuck away from my sister. I just start mommy's wedding day like that. Oh my gosh. And mommy and her husband seemed fussy. Just fussy. At one point, mommy was like, you just like to complain. But I'm not, maybe it's just cute senior citizen fussiness, you know. Me and Papa go through, y'all heard other videos? So, I know you're like, girl, if you push your 50, you ain't a senior citizen. That starts at 62. When you get Social Security, at 62. I feel senior citizenry with senior citizen free. Yeah, with all my ailments, I'll tell you that shit. Papa feels more youthful and spry to me than I do. He's old enough to be my daddy. I digress. Hold on. Where was I? Oh, Sil too. So she did look a little stunned to see me out of character like that in that moment. We've had glitchy, witchy moments, witch moments, but like yelling and cussing and carrying on. And I'm so ashamed, mommy, to allow myself to be baited into that frame, into that mold. But when she started yelling, the gloves is off. Like, what the fuck is she yelling for? What is wrong with your volume? Why are you having a bratty fit on a day like this? What is wrong with you? And my brother's telling me, the elder, well, don't respond to her. No, fuck all that. Tell her not to start the shit, and I don't need to fucking respond nor finish it. I'm answering your question. I'm talking to Sil too, and she comes in here with this dumb shit. And my brother's like, oh, you're older. Someone got to be the mature one. Oh, here's the funny part. My brother was back and forth. Now, theirs was comical, but it was still loud. So there was back and forth about who clogged the toilet upstairs. And I'm telling my brother, no, calm down, lower your volume. She is still a lady. You a man now. You got bass in your tone. Oh, you can't make this argument sexist. She blaming me, and I know it was her. It wasn't me. She blaming me. And I told you about what she did to the toilet before. Remember, this is not the first time she did this. So he back and forth. But it still was an air of humor with them. I guess, you know, Gemini rule siblings. And Gemini's playful, so you can feel that frequency. But in third house, you know, neighborhoods and all that and all this. So I'm telling him, as a man, you shouldn't be barking at no lady like that. I'm like, and you know, and I'm taking up for her, you know, her condition and stuff like that. Come on, have some compassion. He was like, go on now. Nobody owes her nothing. So this is the night before they arguing. And y'all see the pattern? Oh God, y'all. If you don't have an air sign Mercury, you probably don't see the pattern. But no, because you're objective. Melanites and melanettes, nights with a K. Melanites and melanettes. I'm not talking to detractors and haters. Hatrix and detrix, no. because y'all just disagree. But y'all come here to disagree that we already got the agenda going. No, but the sane minds, melanites and melanettes. Do you see this pattern? The night before, he and her just argued about the same thing, and then she wondered why somebody would come in the house and say, "What's the same?" Oh, it's weird shit. But anywho, yeah, I can talk about this as much as I want to. That's what therapy is. Your therapist will when I had health insurance, okay, talk about it until you feel like, until you don't feel like talking about it anymore. That's how you get better, okay? You have your therapy, I have mine. So, yeah, so they telling me don't respond and be mature. You're the mature one. And I told him, my youngest brother, that's ageism. You told me that don't be sexist, that's ageist, okay? That's ageist. Mathematically, if it didn't start, it wouldn't have been. She started the shit. And the Akashic Records need to know it, okay? And I'm announcing she started the shit, and I finished the shit, okay? And you lose as soon as you start yelling. I saw Phil Donahue, I guess because I took so many psychology classes, all right? Phil Donahue, if there's no fire, what is the yelling for? What is the alarm? I have that much power to get under your skin, not even trying. God forbid if I tried. I have that much, you let a person have that much power to get under your skin without even trying? I didn't even have no premeditative motives with you. I'm even thinking about you until she asked what's the aroma. And still didn't mention your name. I just said the toilet's clogged. Facts, true. And I think they had the door open. Facts, true. And the aroma's wafting out. Facts, true. Science, chemistry. What the fuck is wrong with you? Nobody mentioned your name. But you showed your name and your ass when you walked in the room with somebody talking about me. Or I could just see her cheeks and those teeth and that devilment smile. It's just icky. But in any event, yeah, so my brothers are trying to get me to hush. Now, fuck all that. I study too many spiritual laws. I'm in ciphers where you ask the elders, am I allowed to speak? This is the speaker. No. She's supposed to respect her elders. Fuck that. No, fuck that. She don't respect her elders. I ain't respecting her ass. And especially when no one mentioned your damn name. The guilt. I don't even think it's the guilt. No, it's the self-consciousness. The sensitivity about the truth being told to us. Why don't you face your own truth so you can heal it? You can't heal yourself in your own truth. You just can't. So back to Syl too, sister-in-law. She was saying, I've never seen you like that. I'm like, oh God, it's just awful. Awful that she would begin in the morning like this on a beautiful day like today. Just God awful. But being a I Ching 64, how she was created, the book Sacred Self said, watch your thoughts while you're conceiving, so you don't miscreate. Don't that word sound like miscreant? So I think, from what my mom says, and she's saying this to me more than once, writing a memoir, starting it, I got to finish it. She really loved my sister's father, and I believe he loved her too, loved my mom too, but oh God, in the memoir, he just wasn't honest and above board. So he was selfish. So my sister probably, I know you're like, well, who ain't selfish? But no, there's many people made in a truth. They're created and conceived in a center of truth and love, not with some sort of secrets or information withheld and not being honest and above board. So it's created in a selfish sphere. One parent is being selfish and self-serving. That frequency is just, I didn't think my sister would bring the same energy into her 30s though. She's the same personality from her teenage years, from what I see when these bratty, whiny explosions happen. The same thing she did in her teens. I'm like, wow, and 20s. I'm like, this is going into her 30s. Lord, will she bring it through her 40s too? Oh my gosh. A bratty 40-year-old? Oh gosh. What's the movie 40-year-old version? We know that ain't applicable. Not to me or probably any of y'all listening here. Y'all over 18 won't listen to me. I don't, anyway. But I'm sure they exist, very rare. But they probably got a 40-year-old brat movie coming out next. 40-something. I hope she don't take us into her 40s. Oh my God. Muhammad Ali has a quote. It was circulating a while back. A person that thinks the same at 50 as they did at 30, they just wasted 20 years. They did. Did you do any did you do any self exploration, any self study, or you just examining outside yourself. Oh yes, I have plenty of self-studies all throughout my book. These videos, when I play them back, help me with self-study too, in more ways than one. I love psychology, especially my own. I love my mind. I don't love the good warm side. I get that from my mom. That humanitarian thing, or maybe we could resolve this. That's the whole thing too with Sil too. Like I wouldn't be around anyone I have unresolved issues with. But I'm like, but how would you resolve them then? Oh, if you don't care to resolve them. So you just sever ties if you don't care, because you probably can't irreconcilable differences. If you can't resolve them, then you just get from around them. But in the silliness of just sisterhood, I shared so much knowledge in this life, and what Arita said in the past life too. I'm thinking that that bonds you, sharing that type of information that I paid for. Classes weren't free, workshops and all. And also my creative ideas I've shared. That comes straight downloads from the cosmos and gifted to me in my dome, and I shared those. There's a lot of regrets with it. If anything, I regret sharing so much. And no, I'm not seeking gratitude again. No. And I wasn't seeking sympathy with the old unsympathetic. Ew, nobody was seeking sympathy or gratitude. I was seeking to resolve it. I'm thinking we could have a grown-up woman banter, a grown-up woman discussion about the yelling at mommy, I almost said her name, Mommy Virgo's house. Like, maybe is there some sane logic behind dictating to an adult not to make any new friends? I'm like, well, she knows her own marbles better than I do. Maybe we can resolve it in discussion. And you could explain how would you have children. You could dictate to your kids not to make new friends. But how would you explain yourself and yelling to an adult that's older than you not to make new friends? As if I'm going to listen to that. Or you. I'm not trying to say don't listen to younger people. Because there's a lot of, astute younger people. Especially starseeds and indigos. Oh, yeah. No. I'm not saying that. But something that my mama ain't told me since teenagehood. And she didn't even say not make new friends. Mommy like to make new friends to your social butterfly. But just be careful the friends you make. Mommy would say when I was a teenager. When you're underage, you're raising your children. That's why I was like, that's what you say to your children. What is she? Did she lose her mind? Was that a temporary schizo bipolar moment? That bullying thing is weird, y'all, because it makes you do illogical, irrational. Everybody prides themselves in being seen as being seen as intelligent. Think about it. If you ask anybody, are you intelligent? They're going to tell you yes. So where's the intelligence in that? So again, that email, the text, all that was to hopefully bring about mature grown woman resolution, discussion. Nobody was ferreting out no sympathy or gratitude for the knowledge I shared. I brought the knowledge I shared to give the bullets, the pros of, you do a column, pros and cons. All the information I shared is far more pros. And whatever cons you list, it must be, oh, I can't control her. It's hard to control her. Why would you want to control another adult? I was raised differently. Sociology classes mentioned the same thing too. You're only responsible for yourself and your underage children. That's it. Other than that, in friendship, just hope to get with like minds where you don't feel like you're always in a mental tug of war. I'm not telling you what to do. These are suggestions and my take on the psychology of bullying. That's not friendship. That's not friendship. It's insane shit. It's not friendship. Yeah. And it's not warranted. I never bullied you. Anything I discussed, I suggested, I gave it. You hired me once as a consultant. You paid me. It was wonderful. So consultants impart suggestions. You can look up consultant and see what that function is. Not talking to you per se, but just general here in my video. Yeah, no. Last I checked, consultant. Yeah, you are imparting suggestions and things of that nature. I thought I was just doing my job. Oh, that's another topic when I was in making. My brother man was like, are you trying to tell her what to do? And paraphrase on, was I being bossy? I'm like, no. I thought it was hired as a consultant. I think she probably wanted me to perform more as an employee. And I'm like, no, consultants, they do contract work, they outsource. That's not really an employee per se, no. think we got to look up the definition of a consultant. I was telling that to my brother over the phone, not being facetious, but yeah, I think we may have two different ideas of what that function is. But I looked it up, the dictionary meaning, to make sure I was within the right scope of, I digress. In the event, I just had a lot of thinking on the drive there and back, and I had my own room there, just a lot of thinking. And I sat outside with the lunar eclipse and looked at the moon and was talking to the moon and thinking there and things of that nature. And these reoccurring themes of bullying or getting angry, because you would think the bullied would be angry, not the bully, but it seems like the bully is the one that's always more angry than the person that they're trying to force them to do what they want them to do. If anything, I should be upset. You know what I mean? Why are you upset? And I think it's because they resent you resisting them bullying you. I know it's warped. It's very warped. It is, y'all. And not just in this context, any context. If the bully is more angry than the person that's being bullied, it's because the bullying that frequency is not working for them. They feel like they're failing at trying to get you to do what they need you to do. And they're younger than you. They're not your parent, or they don't provide, shelter for you. It's no principal role they play in your life where they should feel free enough to try to bend you to their will. So you're resisting naturally because you're working with sane tea, you're sipping sane tea, and you're resisting that thing that's called bullying, and now they're mad. It's not just in my own personal context, but in general. Look at life. Notice that the bully is always the more angry one. I remember a friend, a Leo friend, shout out to him. Happy belated birthday. I think I texted him. Any event. I think I told him on Facebook. But he said that in the conversation a while back. I was still in New York, he was on the phone. It was so deep. He said, it's always like that. The one that's the most angry is usually the one that's in the wrong. Always. Yeah, I'll say 99%. There's that 1% where the one that's the most angry. If they can articulate logically why they're angry, you're like, oh, that makes sense. So their anger is justified. But the ones that can't articulate logically where all that passion is coming from, something's wrong there. Something is really amiss. They're using that to hide something else. Something else is under the current that they're not saying for fear of looking silly and stupid. So they won't say what's really making them angry. Like, you won't let me control you. You can't say that because that sounds dumb. So they'll use something else, you know what I mean, to justify the passion. But this is where, and all that, I know this is going to be my mother's DNA, because I can forgive you and still stay away from you. Because as they say, forgiveness is really for you, it liberates you. But all that is forgivable. Pardon my mitochondrial DNA, my mama's cells. All the things I mentioned is forgivable. Peace, bid you fear peace, and things of that nature. But this one, on Valentine's Day of this year. Now, keep in mind, this is Valentine's Day. This happened after she witnessed my sister yelling. Because Sil too never yelled at me. But once she witnessed my sister do it, I think in her psyche, that's a green light. Yeah, look up 100 Monkeys experiment. I may leave them. That's where the monkey see, monkey do thing comes from. But then monkey get in trouble too. In my case, that would just be karma. Or what spiritual knowledge I know and have. And not that I'm going to do anything like that, because I know what you think and know. But just I know how the laws of karma work. The earth is round. And what goes around does come around. It ain't flat. They try to say that shit to get you out of the mind of what goes around comes around. No. Earth could be like, you can lie on me if you want. Is the pregnant belly round? A tire is round? Don't the year go round and round? It's July now. It'll be July again next year. Things go going round and round and round. The cat sleeps in 360 degrees of circular. No. Round. So I think, I know that the frequency you put out will come back to you. Not necessarily towards the person you put it on. It will come back to you, people who matter to you. That's what karma is so sweet. They call it a bitch. I'm like, nah, she's sweet. And she's intelligent. Karma's ruled by Scorpio. Oh, and they are psychological geniuses. They rule psychology, death, forensics, detective work. But karma is like, no, I don't want to get you back. via the people who you wrong, because that's predictive. You see it coming, and then you don't care about them. So if someone hurt is hurt, as Oprah used to say, all pain is the same. I never knew what she meant by that. I didn't really study, what I think she meant by that. But in any event, if you hurt someone and that same person come hurt you, yes, it's hurtful. Depending upon what they do, is hurtful. But it doesn't hurt as bad as when someone you actually care about hurt you. It's a whole nother type of pain. Like, to Dietrich and Hatrix, of course I would be hurt if they did something that's hurt worthy, but it won't have the same impact as, say, Papa did it. You know what I mean? That would be like, oh my God. Because he's the person I care about. You know what I mean? I care about my immediate family. Sure I do, especially my sons. But I feel like my sons were brainwashed against me from their dad. And, I got a spiritual reading and then confirmed. I didn't even ask the question. That just came up. I said, wow, jeez Louise. But still, I'll be hurt with immediate family. But if it's a hurt situation, you're hurt. But again, Papa, the sole one person on the planet that could hurt me in that kind of, like, because it's not even in his character. It's not even just a matter of ego, like, oh, he loves me enough not to do that. It's his character's not grimy. Oh, speaking about grimy, let me hurry up and get to Valentine's Day. This just took me by storm. If I said in another video, yes, it'll be redundant. You can click off if you already heard it. All right, T recently said this to me, and she's a class act, so she didn't tell me this for, to now. This happened back in February, Valentine's Day. We was at the cigar bar. First, it started out, Sil too was going to meet us here in front of my building in the parking lot. But we were waiting like 40 minutes. And I showed T the text messages of when she was on her way and what's going on. So we have a play scorecard of what's going on with the time. And I didn't know this is the first time we went to. And again, she invited me to the cigar bar, and I invited T. I asked her, "Is it okay if I invite T?" She said it's fine. So I said, "Okay, she'll pick me up." Do you want to pick me up? And she was like, no, I'll still come get you. And I was like, okay, well, she'll probably park here, come to my house and park here and ride with us. Is that cool? And she was like, yeah, it's fine. So T came to my house, and we were sitting out there, and we were parked, and we're sitting, and we're waiting, and we're sitting, and we're waiting, we're sitting, and we're waiting, and we're sitting. It was over 40 minutes. I'm like, what is going on? So I text Sil too, and she's coming or whatever. Just, I don't know. I don't have my phone in front of me to give you verbatim. I like verbatims. Scroll right on up and find it. Print, save the screen, whatever. Save it. Anywho, so I texted we're gonna just go on to the cigar bar. We'll meet you there. Instead of just feeling like sitting ducks in front of this place, my place of residence. It's dark and stuff. Girl, we'll just go ahead and just meet us there. And she didn't reply back, but I know she got the text. So I said, come on. So we left and we went, and it was a nice cigar bar. And she came up, and when she walked up, I saw her facial expression. The valet parked her car. I mean, she looks upset. And I didn't think it was because we left her at first, because that's abandonment issues. She never admitted to having it. But I'm like, I wonder if that's what that is. The Book of Tao says no one could ever, Tao, T-A-O. No one could ever, I want to take out an audiobook for that on here. Anyway, no one could ever really hurt you. They can just stimulate the hurt that's already within you. So, an example, if you have abandonment issues from childhood or whatever traumas happen in your childhood, if those are unresolved, you never worked on yourself to heal it, any little thing somebody does that seems surface or petty, even if you logically, intellectually know that they didn't intentionally try to hurt you, but you still feel a way. But they don't feel away because they know they didn't hurt you. They didn't have no type of premeditation like that. They just went to the cigar bar. But again, if you have abandonment issues, when someone in your mind you felt left you, it'll stimulate that abandonment issue from childhood. Per the book, the Book of Tao. That's a good book. Very good. I love reading good books. But when she walked up and I saw her face, I said, oh gosh. And I said, you know what? Just don't even ask her or anything. Just get into the party mode. It's a party scene. It's a nice atmosphere. Some people say a little she poo poo, but just get into the party. So Oh, again, before she invited me out that night, I told her I didn't have any fiat, which is what we call cash. And I have no shame. That's something I have no shame. Look at that Lauryn Hill video with the red leather jacket, the Source Awards. And she speaks about how you're going to ascend. Your cash ain't got nothing to do with it. Now, I'm not cursing cash. I can use it, pay bills, and help my mama like any other body would do. But you can't make me feel bad for not having it. No, you just can't. Lupus feels bad enough. The fuck, loopy, lupus, and loot. No. Lupus one, okay. I don't feel bad about not having. It's nice to have, but you can't hurt my feelings there. I guess I've been doing fiat low to no for so long. I'm like, oh, like Bruce said in that comedy stand-up. He said, why you got a thing called fat people fat gonna hurt us? You know how long we've been fat? Like you giving us a pop quiz or something? You saw how his lip was hanging? Like, I don't give a fuck. I love you, Bruce, because that's how I feel. Like, if I've been doing it so long and surviving and adjusting, you can say it all you want. I go numb anyway, because my brain is alive with facts that's logical, that's germane to the topic at hand. My brain comes alive with that. You know what I'm saying? But when it don't make sense, I tend to go numb. I just go numb anyway. So, oh yeah. Oh, did I say Phil Donahue told Bill O'Reilly? I think it's on YouTube. Find it. He said, "Loud doesn't mean right," and I love that. Oh God, I've been hearing it ever since I first saw it. Phil told Bill. Oh, that rhyme. Phil told Bill. He said, "Loud don't mean right. It don't equate to right." I'm paraphrasing, but it's the truth. People get loud, like the volume will make them right and you're wrong. Like Janet sung in the song "Scream." If you say I'm wrong, then you got to prove you're right. Yeah, if I'm wrong, then how are you right? Qualify your rightness. Qualify my wrongness. What's the infraction? Somebody asked me about the Roma and I answered them without mentioning names. That's the infraction. So back to cigar bar. Oh, yeah, I had to bring that up because that inspired Sil too to also try to scream too at Mommy Virgo's house. And I thought about it sitting there. I said, oh God, the 100 monkey experiment. Monkey see and monkey said, oh, I could do it too. Like there's no, she don't fear any physical reprisals. I'm too big. I'm not, my scrapping days are gone. I bet. You know the natural combatants versus the ones who aren't. But clearly she don't fear no spiritual reprisals even with all the spiritual talk we done had. But she tries to control my brother too, from what my brother says. From what she has said to me. She don't realize how she's saying it. I'm listening like, oh, really? Okay, wow, interesting. That's another topic. But New Yorkers trying to control us? Oh gosh, jeez, Louise. I'm not saying it's not doable, but it's just hard. And why would you want how insecure do you have to be? Control yourself and your children. You're still raising kids, control them. That's the same side of controlling. Anything else is just, it gets weird and hairy. And then they get mad because we're resistant to it. Because it's warped, it's weird. None of your child, what the hell? Now you can suggest and advise, it makes sense, I may heed, but other than that, can I control you? Exactly. Why? Because you're grown. Get it? You see how that works? Oh God, dual logic, please. Somewhere it gotta be. Somewhere there's dual logic for me and we. Somewhere there's dual logic for me, from me, we. Somewhere there's dual logic for me, from me, we. All right, I'm bugging y'all. I'm bugging. Could be edible. Yes, I took another pinch. Medicinal purposes. Now. So at the cigar bar, this thing gonna click off. I ain't got 3-hour clips. 2 hours and 43 minutes that even get to the point. What if I did before? Oh, gives you a drum roll. T put me on something that's grimy. All that other stuff is forgivable. Family Feud with Jay-Z and Beyonce did a video. Forgivable, but I still be distant though. Because, and to my sons, you should be distant too. Because they may try to take out on you when I'm not available for the bullshit. Let's take it out on them. The wily warped mind, the ego is weird. I would be distant too. And this catty foolery. I don't like when certain females, not saying this is you still too, When females drag males into the caddy carnival. Who said that on the roller coaster? You can be tall enough. That's Tommy in Power. Yeah. For some strange reason, I thought about why pedophilia is the worst crime on the planet. It was and it always will be. Those are the lowest of the low. I don't see them as human beings. To be an adult and look at a child in an adult way, in that way. Because I kept saying for a while, if you got to be 21 to buy alcohol, that should tell pedophiles that the person is not grown. They came to buy alcohol in the liquor store. What are you doing? To sane people, you don't have to give that truthful example. You know what I mean? You got to be at least 16 in certain places to get a driver's license. Yeah, it's a sick, twisted mind. But when Tommy said that about the roller skating, the roller coaster, you know, for driving, though, you should be this tall to ride or whatever. Look at it as a roller coaster. And I thought about the roller coaster of emotions, of hurt and pain when someone violates you and traumatizes you like that. And I thought about pedophiles violating some young people who are shorter than that height thing. You've been to a carnival and they have the height. If you're not this tall, you can't get on this ride. Some of those sick minds have violated children who are shorter than that height thing. Yeah, this planet, the book Homo sapiens talking about what the earth is going to soon do is inevitable because of all the warped imbalances on the planet. The earth will stop at nothing to restore balance on her axis. The earth will stop at nothing to restore balance on her axis. The earth will stop at nothing to restore balance on her axis. That's how she was created billions of years ago in divine balance. Okay, I felt like Dr. Umar Johnson, repeat myself. So yeah, I look forward to her restoring her balance, insanity, insaneness. Just too much happening to innocence and defenseless innocence at that. They don't even have the physical strength to fight back. It's the worst cowardice crime on the planet. Going after the defenseless. So that would be the elderly and children. The worst crime on the planet. Oh gosh. I digress. That has nothing to do with this cigar bar and the thing about the cutoff. So T revealed to me that night, again, mind you, Sil 2 invited me. And I already said on the phone that I'm fiat low to no. Fiat. They all know I call cash fiat. F-I-A-T. You can look it up. I'm fiat low to no, so I don't know. And she was like, I got you. Just a cigar and a drink. You know, that can't be too expensive. I got you. So I'm like, okay. And I'm very, very respectful of people's fiat. So I would only get one drink and nurse that one drink that whole night and one cigar. And we ended up getting the cigars for free. Shout out to that guy in the room, the pretty back room back there. Chocolate and vanilla. He said it's on me. The first one is on me. And he's, you know, they educate you. I just love cigar bars because the education that the staff there have and the people who, the patrons who know cigars. It was a Virgo that was teaching us about Connecticut's and oh, what a fun night. Aside from us thinking that food would be $14.99 for the lovers couple special. Because it wasn't on a regular menu. They had like flyers. I'm like, $14.99 for couples? Oh boy, it must be our lucky day. Never mind. Because I know he was like, how did you think that food was $14.99 for one person? Let alone two. Maybe I was sipping that drink was strong. I don't know. But in the event, that night, that Sil 2 likes to recall of how T can't be my quote-unquote real friend because she was upset at the bill. You could have saw her face when she got the bill. And I'm like, well, she was shocked. I was taking up for you, T. I would be shocked too. But I later on paid her back half, you know, got a money order. But I would be shocked too. It was shocking. We thought it was $14.99. How could you think it would be $14.99 there? Anything $14.99 may be what, a drink, not a whole meal. You had courses. I don't know what we were thinking. 2 people eating for $14.99 courses. But that's what we thought. Never mind. I know you're like, you a grown woman thinking you can eat $14.99 and they give you a bottle of wine. We had a bottle of wine. I thought it was a Valentine's Day special. Never mind. Anywho, so she's on telling Mommy Virgo about that scene and how that can't be my good friend or she wouldn't have reacted like that. And then she called her and said, anytime my sister want to eat, I'll feed her. And if I was T, I would have been on the phone like, well, you didn't do it then and there in the moment when I got the bill. You analyzing my facial expression from the bill. But T didn't say that. But I don't even know T knew at that time that she was putting me on to the facial expression. But I'm defending the facial expression because it's warranted, because she was shocked. But anywho, don't you know that same night, Sil too leaned over into T while I was talking to the Virgo guy about Connecticut cigarettes. He bought me one. People just buying me cigarettes and educating me. And then, that's on you. I was blessed with so many cigars. That must be spirit, because they didn't know I smoked my cigar. I want to do my card reading. Oh, you want to read in Wisdom Wanda at Gmail. Wisdom Wanda. And that's nothing. A Caucasian lady walked up to her in the bookstore and asked for her a reading, because I was giving Sil 2 readings in the store. Different cards, and I bought her first tarot deck, and just doing sisterly shit. I ain't throwing it up, I'm just documenting the facts. And instead of she pointing the Caucasian lady in my direction, I said, did you give her, you have business cards? She was like, no. I said, I got business cards. Did you point it to me? She was like, oh, no, I didn't even think about it. I was like, really? That was more hurtful than, damn near more hurtful than what I'm about to tell you. That could have been a client walking up to you asking for a reading. And I think she told her, oh, I'm still a student. I'm still learning. I'm not taking on clients, right now or yet. Something like that she's replied to her. But we in the same store. I'm right there. Wouldn't that be reflexive to say, oh, but my sister-in-law reads? That was weird. I don't know. But again, because it's a natural reflex for me. But that wasn't a natural reflex for her. So I found that was interesting. It just, and not that it's mean, it just didn't come to her mind. So on a subconscious level, how she weighs my knowledge, because she was saying that about T, she's just around you for your knowledge. I'm like, she don't even bring up the metaphysics often. I'm the one bringing up the metaphysics. It just, no, are you around me for the knowledge? That Scorpio that did that, remember Scorpio we met in the bookstore that same day? Yeah, he did a live one night and did a reading with Black Spectrum Network. Go on and fast forward 2 hours and you'll find a reading, girl. So, very telling. But in any event, and no, he didn't know no backstory. No, none. But in any event, hold on. T leans in, tells me that night she told her she's always broke. T didn't respond to it because she didn't know if that was a test, but she being set up. I said, T, you from New York. That's hood thinking. She said, girl, there's hoods all over the world. But I'm just thinking that's just New York thinking, like, playing chess, like, is this a test? Are you gossiping? Because T is new to the 3-girl cipher in that moment in the cigar bar. Why are you telling me this about your sister-in-law? Don't you care about her? You've known her longer than I have. So T didn't know if that was a setup, if she was baiting her to gossip, get her to gossip about me to see where her friendship really lies. I don't know. So T said, I just didn't respond at all. I just continued to sip my drink. But she said that night in the bar when we was talking to that man about the cigars. I said, no way. She leaned into my ear and said, she's always broke. And to that I say, why invite me out? If you know that, why invite me out? But it's deep because I don't feel no bad about no fiat note. Federal Reserve notes, fiat paper. They done took the gold and put that in the reserve. Okay, and I thought about the reserve with the army, and I think the gold is us. I wonder if that's a ritual of sort. They took the gold from the people. Y'all look at the money documentary on here on YouTube. With pen and paper, you'll want to take notes. This thing's about to click off. But that's grimy. You just met, that's your second time meeting T. You went to Old Lady Gang restaurant. That's your first time you met her. This is your second time meeting her and you tell her that? Like you know her. Like, why even invite me places if that's how you feel? Interesting. No, I don't care about that. I'm not spiritually broke. All the information you done gleaned from me in this life and the past life too. Nope. I'm not knowledge broke. You done procured too much knowledge for free. Knowledge I paid for in classes, workshops, and just even Cosmo downloads and gifts from. Yeah, they didn't download this data that I shared with you to you. So, I mean, priceless information. Then you can say I did my own research in the text. But who inspired you to do that? Who steered you in that direction? My brother said you wasn't talking like this before you met me. So mathematically, after you met me, you're steered in the direction. You're supposed to do your own research. I'm a student to this day. I study every day because I'm a truth seeker. But who inspired that direction? No, I'm not looking for gratitude or anything like that. I just want to document the pros of my contribution to the friendship we had. But yeah, for you to tell that to T, what was your goal? To turn her against me or frown on? Because we live in a capitalist society. So people without, and that's why the Caucasian impoverished us. They stole all our stuff from Kemet and what's called Africa. They're really still raping her resources. But yeah, you can Google that on your own. I like Alice Walker's blog. Listens to you, Alice Walker, too. But yeah, what was the goal to turn? Because why invite me out? I told you on the phone about the fiat situation. Another thing, I don't carry the same shame as most people. So I don't feel that hurt about where I live, clothing. I don't give a fuck. Maybe New York, I don't know. From New York, I'm about to just do a little Kim verse from Brooklyn. That all good shit. No, I don't give a fuck. I would have to. I'm not gonna say I don't respect your intellect, unless I respect your intellect and you saying things like, I love Dr. Yafa Bey. If Dr. Yafa Bey said something wayward about me, I would be like, I love Alice Walker. I love higher minds. I'm not saying you have a lower mind, but that comment was lowly minded. You just met. I almost said it. You just met T. And she's sitting there like, oh my God, I just met her. I don't know where's this. So it's either she was trying to turn sour tea sentiment for me, because there's a cap again. We tend to like rich people, fiat rich rather, celebrities, and we're programmed to like the fiat. What Nas said, love your wealth and hate ourselves. So we associate the like factor with fiat. That fiat ain't gonna help you ascend. It'll help you on this planet, true, but your soul, your righteousness is how you ascend off this planet properly, per the studies I sat for. But you, I don't know if I could forgive. I don't know. I could forgive much, but I know you don't give a fuck about my forgiveness. The forgiveness again is for me, my liberation. But all else could be, even the library could be forgiven. The thing you told T at that cigar bar, she's always broke, with disgusting tone of voice. You know, well, how it was said back to me over the phone. That cadence. She's always broke. And even T was saying too, well, why would she invite her out? That don't make sense. It doesn't, T. And it will never make sense. But it's just, now my sister-in-law's, I thought I was going to say name, sister-in-law's credit, when we was having plain sisterly dialogue, she would tell me, you got to stop saying you're broke. You got to stop saying that word.